short intro. So I'm Larxa, and I have done like speed runs and challenge runs. The challenge run I'm most proud of is Elden Ring with voice controls. So yeah, that was pretty pretty cool. And I've done some more challenge runs, but yeah. Okay.
Yay, Larxa, you're so
All
cool.
right, you next. You next.
I am Parky. My full name on stream is Park and Harbor. I don't do extreme challenges. I do kind of challenges like deathless runs, and I just finished a Sekiro dance pad run that was really hard and really scary. and yeah, I really like Souls games and Souls adjacent games. So yeah.
All right, what about
Awesome.
you?
Hi, I'm Potatosaurus. I am a little intimidated to be sitting next to such hardcore challenge runners. I've dabbled in it a little bit. I've tested out some dance pad, beaten the first boss in Dark Souls 3 on dance pad, and have also tried voice control Elden Ring.
Oh,
Extremely difficult, so kudos to you, Larxa.
that's
I've
awesome
done
though.
uh, I've done SL1, Dark Souls 3, but I just have a huge passion for Souls games. They're unlike anything else. I think that's how we can all connect.
That's so true. And I wouldn't even, say that any intimidation here because the coolest thing is that we all have so much in common, right? It's the love for the game. It's the like it's what got us into it, and I wanted to start us out with a little bit of an icebreaker because this is my first time putting together an event like this, and to know that it's the first time that this many women and souls have been together ever on Twitch is insane and very like it's mind-blowing to me. So I thought that maybe we could talk about and we could start with you, Potatosaurus over here. If you could have dinner with any character from Souls games, who would it be and why?
I really like this question, and I thought about it a lot. This is one question that we were allowed to prepare for, and I'm so happy that we were. I would pick Sequord, Onion Bro, because
Onion bro.
one good soup, Estus soup. 2, he always has a good drink, and 3, the night would end pretty early, which I'm okay with because he's always passed out at some point. And then I have a question is, how did he let Patches, um, convince him to take all of his armor off and then jump down a well? I have to know the answer to that question, so that's who I would go to dinner with.
So good.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's a good question, Like what maybe like what was in
I
the
have
the
no idea.
goblet there for in
Ooh,
order for
drop
that to
something. Can you
happen.
go get it for me? Yeah,
Yeah.
let me take all my armor off. I don't
What
know.
about you, Larxa? Who would you choose for dinner with?
Um, so I haven't really thought about it, but I just came up with a brilliant idea. Probably Gideon because he would talk a lot and I just can eat, without talking. So he can just like keep like, talking and talking. I'll just eat my food in peace. So yeah.
Hey, that works.
Yeah. And he'd
Yeah.
like give a lot of lore, so I'd also learn some things.
No, yeah, he does. He's the all knowing for a reason,
Mhm.
and who
Yeah.
doesn't love lore? You
Yeah.
know.
Mhm.
Parky, what about you?
Okay, my answer might be a little basic, but I would really like to have dinner with Sword Saint Ishin because, well, I don't know if like if I have dinner with him, do I get all the versions of him? Like, do I get old man Ishin and all the versions of him? Because I think that he is so cool. My first answer was gonna be Wolf, but I think Ishin is actually cooler because he's just old and he has been through so much. And Ishin is like has trained so many people and is just like knows he's the real deal. He is absolutely the real deal. And honestly, Sword Saint Ishin, just because he's younger and he's a little more attractive, but I would have dinner with Ashina Ishin too because he is honestly even cooler than Sword City Shin. So I'll take all versions of him. And I feel like he could tell some damn good stories.
Yes. Wait,
Awesome.
what if they were all at the dinner table at the same time?
You know what? That's like a dream come true.
That would be wild.
Yeah, that
You
would
know
be
what? Invite
crazy.
Genichiro and Wolf to that too, and I'm a happy girl.
You heard it here, folks. You heard it here first, all right? That we know that the ultimate dream is this is how we can make for a happy parky. I loved it. Oh, well, that's awesome. Okay, so y'all said you were gonna be patient with me because this is the first time I've did something. I thought that it would be easy for me to do like a browser source for the trailer. So please hold with technical. I'm gonna put it on a window capture, and then I'm gonna do it that way. You're gonna watch me do live streaming with. I have a little green screen back here with everybody's accomplishments, and thank you chat for understanding.
Yeah, hype for
Savannah, you're
Savannah. Get some
amazing.
hype for Savannah.
Yeah.
No. I literally, it was working fine before I started streaming. Hey, look, it's Tay. Hey, that was the.
Oh, that's me.
Tay, tell us about doing that dance
awesome.
pad, Nameless King. What was that like? Or wait, no, that was
Oh.
Gunder, right? Who?
Yeah,
who
I
did
just got Nameless King on dance pad would be wow. Um, well, I had such a hard time programming the dance pad, so I actually I it took so long to get to that point because just standing on the middle circle, my character would walk even though I didn't want it to. So I had to do so much research just to figure out how to use a dance pad in general. It took like
Mhm.
at least 2 streams just to figure it out. And then once we got in there, it wasn't bad at all because I had struggled so badly with like how to use it in the first place, and now that it was actually working okay, it was just a lot of attacking, really, knowing the moveset and but it was a lot of fun, and I look forward to doing more of it.
when you said that you had a hard time programming the dance pad, it was fun. I saw a knowing. A little knowing glance from Parky over here, who might know a little bit about dance pads. Can you tell us about what you most recently did?
Yeah, so I did not go through what you went through because I had someone who has done dance pads help me set it up, but I know exactly what you're talking about, but the standing in the middle thing, and I
Yes.
had to troubleshoot that too. Dude, it is such a crazy challenge, and I totally feel like I have Stockholm syndrome from it because as I was doing it, I was just like, this is horrible. I mean, it's a cool thing to brag about after, I guess, but during it was so hard.
It was so
And
hard.
it's so hard, and then I finished it, and I was like, "I really wanna do Lies of P dance pad, that would be so cool."
That's
So
Souls.
so I totally feel you, girl, and
Yeah.
I've thought about getting the better dance pad and just, like, investing and just committing to it, but then I had other dance pad legends like Luality come into my chat, and she's like, "No, the cheap dance pad is part of the fun." And I was like,
True.
Yeah,
"Oh,
so
now I can't get a good one because she doesn't use a good one."
I love that. I feel like there's that. I feel like challenges are kind of a part of the culture around FromSoft games, right? You know, whenever people think about the Souls games, they have it immediately goes to, oh, those are hard, right?
Mhm.
And somebody who knows something about challenges, Larksa, so what made you want to do voice controlled Elden Ring? And do you feel the same way about it as you know, Tay and Parky over here were talking about how they felt about the dance pad when they're like, I did
Mhm.
it and it was fun and I hated it and I want to do it
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, no, I remember, at some point during my voice challenge, someone came in my stream and they were like, "You look like you're, like, done with this shit." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm so done." But, like, it's so rewarding, you know, when you, like, stick to it, and I'm not sure how I came up with the idea originally, but I just remember I was having dinner, with this, and I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna do Elden Ring with voice control." And he's like, "That's just crazy. Don't do that." I'm like, "I'm doing it." So that's kinda like how it, like, came to be. Like, I don't know, I just was like a insane idea that didn't seem, like, feasible at the time, so I had to see if it was actually possible or not. Because like the first stream I did it, it was a test stream. I was like, I'm gonna try it out, see if it actually works. And I was like, okay, well, I'm doing the whole run now, I guess. Yeah.
I love that. I have and when I had the idea for this, and I was like, we have to get everybody in here, because I have such mad respect, for every single one of y'all. And when I'm thinking about it, I know that for me personally, the allure of the challenge is that feeling when you accomplish what you set out to do. There's this overwhelming, like, I don't know if any other game other than the FromSoft games gives me that adrenaline rush of I did it,
Yeah.
and you can die so much, so many times. And then at the end of the day, you have that overwhelming like rush of adrenaline and serotonin, and you're like, more, please, And I feel like it does take a certain kind of mentality and persistence. When I look at what everybody has in common too, I'm like, these are very like strong-willed people as well. Like, do you think that whenever I wanted to ask y'all, do you think that when you go into these games and you're constantly challenging yourself with how to play them and how to beat them, do you think that translates at all into your personal life or your everyday life or your work life or any other areas of what you do? And I can actually, we can go to Potatosaurus if you want to lead us off on
I mean, first and foremost, patience, right? If anything, it's taught me patience, not to like throw my controller or my keyboard.
Right.
So there's that. I mean, also persistence, I'm known as kind of like hard-headed, but also extremely determined. And I don't give up on anything. If I set my mind to it, I'm gonna figure it out and achieve it. And that's what Souls is to me. And it just teaches me how to do it, go through the process and do it smart and don't just hammer through it to get through it, because if you do that, you're not going to enjoy it and it's not really worth it at that point. You have
Right.
to learn to enjoy the process is kind of what it's taught me, and patience. Yeah.
No, absolutely. Parky, anything come from your other areas of your life
Yeah.
from FromSoft?
Well, I would just like to agree with what Potatosaurus said. I totally agree. It taught me patience. I was a Nintendo girl my entire life, and I just started playing Souls games like 2 years ago or something. So it's totally shown me so many different things about gaming and about stuff like that. I will say one thing I've learned about myself, and I think about most Soul streamers, is that I think the strongest motivator in all of life is spite. And like, I probably every girl who's gonna be on this has had someone tell them like, no, you can't do like this saying, oh, voice is like really hard or whatever. That's crazy. Obviously,
Yeah.
Larks is like, yeah, well, I'm gonna do it now. Like,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I was like, hold my beer.
yeah, no, like number one motivator of all time for me specifically, but probably everyone here is like, if someone tells you you can't do that, it's just like, oh my god. Well, now I have no choice. And a good example of this, I've heard this from so many people, but you're like in a hard boss fight and you have someone come in and tell you like, oh, why don't you try to lock onto him more? And it's like, okay, well now I'm not gonna lock on at all. Thanks a lot.
Yeah,
So,
true.
The
oh yeah,
backseaters and the obstinate, like, oh,
Mhm.
you're gonna tell me to
yeah.
do that. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm not gonna do it
Challenge
anymore.
accepted.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I'm gonna do it my way and I'm gonna
yeah.
make it harder.
Yeah, and, so I feel like a lot of us are really, like, stubborn, hard-headed, um, and just very independent when it comes to that stuff, and I think that's really cool, and I've definitely learned that about myself playing these games,
Hmm.
which I don't know if it translates to things in my regular life. I haven't thought about that enough, but, definitely just as me for me as a person, I've totally learned all those things.
Hmm.
That's a great answer. And what about you, Larks? That like Parky brought up, saying like oh, this is hard, I'm gonna do it. You know, do you think that that's
Yeah.
something that you've always kind of had as a trait and led you to Souls games, or is that something that you've kind of developed
Um,
more with Souls games?
so like in my like daily life, like I've always been a very big like problem solver. Like no matter how long something takes, I will solve it somehow. And I feel like that trait translated to like me playing Souls games. Because I like Bloodborne was my first Souls game back in 2017, I believe.
Oh, awesome.
And my community back then, when it was way smaller, they were like, That's not a game for you. Like you should play like I don't know, like Witcher on easy." And I'm like, "What? Okay, hold on." And then I played all of the Souls games. So that was like the trigger. I was like, "I'm gonna solve this Souls game, and now I wanna solve the other games." So yeah.
Wow,
So
this is
also like
not for
kind of like
you.
yeah, it's kinda like the spite, that Parky was talking about. Like I just love to like prove people wrong, or yeah, I just need to prove people wrong. Like I want to like rub it in their face.
No,
So yeah.
that's totally, that's absolutely, um, you know, so valid. And something that I wanted to talk about that I think is, kind of leads us to our next question here is
Mm,
being a woman in gaming, period. You know, we are the minority, and
mm,
Twitch is trying to do things like, you know, with the Unity guilds, the Black Guild, Latin Guild, and the Twitch Women's Guild, to increase visibility for
mm,
you know, women in gaming. And I think it's so important to say, you know, look at all the accomplishments, look at everything that, you know, the people sitting here, you know, have done, and yet don't get as much of a spotlight or like attention as the male counterparts. And what do you think, like, I would like for each of y'all to let me know about your individual experience as a woman in gaming in the FromSoft genre, like how it maybe differs from other games that you've played or communities that you've seen, and kind of the challenges that you've gone through. And if you want to start us out, actually, Tay, that would be awesome. Potatosaurus over here.
Oh, okay. Well, I have never been male, so I can only speak from a female perspective. Let's start with that. And I know that with From Software, the whole From Software community is get good. And I started playing Souls probably very recently, maybe just like 2 years ago. And I remember it was hell. It was really hard. And I don't know if it was being female. I don't know if it was my first time playing Souls, but I remember the community coming into my stream and backseating like crazy, telling me how I should play, where I should go, how I should hit, all of these things. And it was a shock. It was a shock. Before that, I had played Skyrim, and like super nice community, really chill. And then translating to Soulsborne, Dark Souls 3 was my first game. It was a shock. It was hard. And I think once I found my voice with it to kind of tell the new people coming into stream, like, I got it. It'll be okay. I've played games before. Let me figure it out. And if I fall on my face, you can laugh at me and I'll laugh at myself too, but you have to let that happen. I think being a female in the Soulsborne genre is similar to life. There's good and bad, and it's all about how you look at it, how you want to be seen, and how you want to experience it. But finding my voice was the best thing that I could do. And I say to anybody else who wants to get into it, just, be confident with playing it. And then once I found my voice, my community backed me. Anytime somebody would come in the chat, would say something, let her fall on her face. It's funnier that way. And it was so much easier after that.
Do you think that playing Souls games and being in this space like that, once you kind of started standing up for yourself for the backseating rules, you think that you gained more confidence by playing the games?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I changed as a person after that. Yeah.
So it really
Yeah.
had a big impact, you know, not only like on.
Yes.
That's awesome. That's
Mhm.
awesome to hear.
Yeah.
That's awesome to hear. What about you, Parky?
Yeah.
What's been your experience?
Yeah, my experience was kind of the same. Kind of what Lurks has said. Or no, I don't remember. Someone said that someone challenged them to start the games,
Mhm.
and I had the same experience. I had played like Minecraft or something, and someone was like, "Oh, you should play Souls games. You're gonna be horrible at it. It'll be hilarious." And I did, and the rest was history. But like just that reaction, I feel like I don't know, but I feel like that's a really common reaction that women get, kinda like, "Oh, you're just gonna be bad, like, it'll be funny." Um, and I get a lot of YouTube comments that I think are maybe worth acknowledging here, because like, people talk about the stream comments and the backseating and whatever, but the YouTube I mean, YouTube is pretty toxic for men too, but, like, the YouTube comments when you're a woman is just, like it's a war zone in there. It is so mean. I get so many comments like, "Souls are for men, go to the kitchen. Souls are for men, go play, Nintendo or whatever." Like, a lot of that sort of stuff. I'm literally doing Sekiro on a dance pad, or I'm speedrunning Sekiro, I'm among the men, and it's like, "Souls are for men, what are you doing?" Like, what it like, it's at that point, they're saying that with no basis. Like, why are like, it's just misogyny at that point. I've proven
Mhm.
myself. That's another thing that I feel like a lot of girls can probably agree with. Like, you have to prove yourself. And so, for example, when I play Souls games, or when I play like Lies of P, for example, just because that's the most recent one, I play these games. I'm like, no summon, no consumable, no throwable, like none of this stuff. Not no grinder, no blah blah blah, whatever. Like no extra help, and people are like, "Okay, well, why are you making this game artificially difficult for yourself? Like, it's your fault that it's so hard." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, but as a woman in Souls, I feel like a lot of us experience having to make these fake difficulties so that your win will be legit, right? Like, if a lot of guys probably don't do that, but their wins are always legit, right? And so I'm like, I'm purposely making it super complicated for myself and super hard for myself just so that I can prove myself. And as much as you don't have to prove yourself, it's like the whole spite thing, whatever, blah blah
Mhm.
blah. um and so it's like, yeah, well, I played Sekiro, I didn't use prosthetics, I didn't I blah blah blah, whatever. It's like, I just I mean, at some point it's a little bit like I'm proving it to myself too that I can do it, but it
Right.
definitely has a lot to do with,
Mhm.
as women, we have to go through extreme lengths to kind of be equal to men. And I know that that's valid in a lot of different professions and industries. I feel like that's valid everywhere, but I feel like, you know, if I don't know, it definitely
Mhm.
having to do more just to be equal. And I don't mind it. I mean, it's fun. I like the challenge. We all like the challenge. We are all capable of it. Um, but yeah, and then you have all these backseaters in the chat who are um men, probably. I guess we don't actually know, but I assume most of them are men, and they're like giving me all these tips, or like, "Oh, you just died playing Sekiro on a dance pad. You're so bad." I'm like, "Okay, well, like, I could probably take you in any of these games and win." Like, what are you
Yeah.
talking about?
1v1 me,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, no, for real. I'm like, dude, any of us could probably beat you in any sort of Souls challenge. Name
Mhm.
anything. Like, you're actually just bad and stupid.
You know,
um,
and then I've
Oh.
seen, going back to the, not only are people, going on the comments, I have to like try to protect my own energy on your behalf, like as somebody who cares about you. I go to the like YouTube, and like, because it pops up on my feed sometimes, and I'm like, what are these people saying? Excuse me? Like, I'm
yeah.
like,
Mhm.
I get so grossed out, or like just so mad, and I just want to be like, but you can't. That's not engaging with that behavior. Isn't gonna. It doesn't do
Mhm.
anything. But it's really
Yeah.
funny to me too, is that you'll be doing all these accomplishments, and then people will be, Yeah, she didn't beat the game. That was she has her boyfriend playing for her or something
Oh
under
yeah.
like on a controller, and it's like,
Mhm.
has anybody else gotten that? Like where they're like, oh yeah, that no,
Yes! Oh my
Yeah.
god, like, I feel like oh, sorry if I'm
no,
interrupting.
please, like,
Yeah, so I feel like I can really talk on this subject specifically because I live together with the person that has the world records, like Distortion 2. So, and it's like it's so like that's why I chose to do challenge runs
it's
because
demoralizing. Mm-hmm.
yeah, because I used to do a lot of speed runs, right? But
Right.
he also did speed runs, and then they'd always be like comparing us for some reason. Like why?
That's
You
so
know?
real.
Yeah, or like if I finally have a good run, they'd be like, "Oh, it doesn't count because she can ask this about tips." It's like, what? Like, it's so annoying. So that's why I did a challenge run with the voice, and you know, I mean, this tried it, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm never doing this." So like that, and even then, like people were still thinking like, "Oh, it's probably playing with a controller off screen." And
What?
now with my VTuber, it's even worse. Like I've had comments saying like, "Oh yeah, this is a guy. This is a man playing right now." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right." Oh my god, yeah. It's really
So
bad
real.
sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much you'll do twice the amount of work for half the credit.
Mhm. Yeah.
John put that in the chat earlier, and I was like, yeah. And thank you so much, chat, for being patient. Since we're having a conversation, since we have three other people in the talking, it would be really tough to respond to every chat message. So I appreciate y'all understanding that this is a little bit of a different format, and we're really, really grateful to have you all here. I just want to point that out, that like this is what you're doing by supporting this stream and getting started, is
Mhm.
making history, and we're paving the way for more of these events and more visibility for women in this genre. So thank you so much for being here and supporting us. W chat, y'all are awesome.
Will you
And
chat?
W chat, I've been following, all of y'all for a while, and keeping track of everybody's milestones and achievements is almost impossible, because it feels like the second you do something cool, you want to do something else. And
Mhm.
then it's like a constant it's a constant revolving door of like, okay,
Mhm.
I've completed something, I'm doing something else, I'm completed something, I'm doing something else. But
Mhm.
those what about those moments where it was your first playthrough and you are in the Souls game, and like, what really does any moment stand out that like took your breath away, or really like made you say like, oh, I love these games, oh, this is where I want to stay? What about like you, Potatosaurus?
I loved the dance, and I call the dance learning the moves of the enemies. Just kind of going back to the earlier question of what do you use in the Souls games in your everyday life or something similar. And it's kind of the patience. So I like to go into a boss fight and just, not if I get really frustrated, I just go in and I don't attack, and I just dance around them, and I learn their moves, and feels like this beautiful thing. It feels slowed down and quiet, and I feel like those are the moments when you get to take all of it in. You can look at what they're wearing and how their hair is moving and the environment around them, and listen to the music for the first time.
The
Those moments,
music.
yeah, when I can finally just, like, tell myself to slow down.
I
Don't worry
love
about
that.
hitting, just learn it. I love those moments.
Hmm.
That's awesome. I love that. I love that. That's so true, too. And the music for me, oh, I am obsessed with all of the OSTs. I don't know. What about you, Larksa? Do you have like a moment that when you were first playing the games and you were just like, this?
Yeah. So like my first Souls boss was Cleric Beast in Bloodborne, and I remember, like, the music and the boss was, like, huge, and I was like, "Yeah!" and the screeching, and I was like, "Wow." Like, this is, like, a core memory, you know? I had goosebumps, and I still think about it, like, just, like, the feeling of, like, it's so like, such a insane moment, and then I finally managed to kill Cleric Beast, which took me, like, I think, like, 6 hours almost. It took, like, a long time back then, because it was my first time playing, and I was, like I had, like, the biggest adrenaline rush ever. So that was like, "Okay, now I need to play all of them," yeah.
all, all of them without stop. What did you start? So your first one was Bloodborne, and you said
Yeah.
like 2017.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
then what did you play next?
Um, I think after that, it was Dark Souls 3, then 1, then 2, so I went a bit backwards.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
totally. And then
Mhm.
Elden Ring most recently, of course, and we're all
Yeah.
excited.
Mhm.
Raise a hand if you're excited for the DLC.
I mean, I would raise my hand if I could, but I'm very excited.
You're
Yeah.
too comfy. You're too comfy.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
by the way,
comfy.
we were talking about this earlier. I love the blanket. It's so
Thank
cute.
you. Thank you, I'm very cozy.
You guys, this is our St. Trina's slumber party, you know? All
Yeah.
the girls together,
Mhm.
and we're just talking about our favorite stuff, and we just happen to be Souls girlies. Speaking of, we are raising money today for the Thousand Dreams Fund, which helps women, non-binary, femme people in gaming, all marginalized genders to get more opportunities, including helping with raising money for conventions or PC setups or whatever it may be. So click the link in chat if you can do command donate to learn more or about the Thousand Dreams Fund. It's a really awesome cause, and we are all about uplifting and amplifying voices that really deserve it. We deserve to. That's why we're here today. You know, to really come together and talk and about the not only the achievements but the experience of being someone who's non-male in gaming, and it's really cool because we have so many strong, amazing women in this genre, but also when you think about these games, the bosses all have something in common. Have y'all
Mhm.
noticed that? You know, like whenever you're thinking about the hardest bosses or the strongest bosses in Souls games, I mean, we have Millennia, we
Mhm.
have Sister Frida, we have, I know this is a controversial
Oh,
one, but Lady Maria, you know?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Mhm.
So that's all like strong, like kick
Mhm.
butt women, right? You know, and I think that makes a difference about when I feel empowered playing these games. I feel like when I go up against these awesome, like, you know, incredible goddesses, you know, and strong, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna beat you. And of course, you know, in the semi-masochistic way, I'm just like, I just defeated you with just a twimlet. You know, it hasn't
Mhm.
happened yet. I'm speaking it into existence. But you know, with all that, it's like it feels great, you know, to have that representation in a game, but like also where it's not, you know, focused on things like overtly like super sexualized or anything like that. It's like they're hard and they're favorites because they're freaking hard, you know? They're
Mhm.
powerful, they're strong, and that's it, you know? It's not like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. What is your favorite like woman boss in the games, and why? Whoever wants to take it over. Chat's saying that that Millennia is the goat. Millennia
Mhm.
is toxic, but I can fix her.
Yeah.
Lady Maria is so dope. I agree. I agree. What do y'all think?
I think my real opinion is like Frida, just because she was so hard for me before Millennia existed, and she was like my first really crazy boss. Um, Not first, but like my first hardest one above all before Millennia. But I think one that should be acknowledged is Emma in
Mm.
Sekiro.
How could I
If
forget?
Mhm.
Yeah, because
Please.
like she is just so like no okay, this might sound stupid. There's no like supernatural effects there. It's just
Mhm.
her and her skill. Like she's just cool. She's literally like she's just fighting you with her training and her sword. She's not doing any,
Mhm.
you know, frost effects or rot effects or whatever, which is like totally cool. But I think just that is so worth noting. Emma is so cool and so graceful, and the way she beats you is so it's very elegant. And I think
Mhm.
that as it's not like a big show like a lot of them, which the big shows are extravagant and they are incredible, but I think Emma maybe deserves a little more credit in this
Yes.
conversation.
Yes, we have to, we can't overlook, coming from Sekiro Queen especially, how fast can you beat Sekiro, Parky?
Um 31 minutes and 9 seconds. Uh which nowadays is not that fast, but
That's still insane.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
thanks guys. It's the shorter ending, so it's whatever.
That's still really cool,
You
yeah.
can't downplay that, dude.
Yeah.
I can't even eat a
Mhm.
meal that fast.
Whatever, guys. No, no, there's a lot of crazy Souls speedrunners. Like Larsa, didn't you run Sekiro's like the any percent or
Oh
whatever?
boy, oh, that's another story.
Yeah.
My Sekiro was like my second ever speed game, and I tried doing any percent with all the glitches like air swimming and stuff,
Yeah.
and that was horrible.
I bet,
Oh
yeah.
my god, that was really hard. Yeah.
Can I just say about that? This was kind of about like that previous question, but like the
Mhm.
thing about like the speed games I thought was so cool. Like I played Sekiro late and then or like later than the rest. And I remember I went back to all the games after I first played through them. And I remember Sekiro was my favorite just because it's so like if you get it, you get it. Like if you
Mhm.
understand the combat, it's just like the best thing of all time. And so what I ended up doing was like I just played it casually and I had no intention of being a speedrunner and I was like, that was kind of easy. What if I just go a little faster? And then I did that and then I was like, wait, that was kind of easy too. What if I just went a little faster? And this was like not using any speedrun strats. It was just like
Mhm.
beating the game quickly. And then I was like, well, what if I use that one speedrun strat on this one boss? Like then it'll be even quicker. And it was just like a crazy rabbit hole from there. So yeah, Sekiro is definitely meant to be a speed game. Sure. That game is crazy.
I
Mhm.
you the I don't even understand. Like my brain can't wrap itself around the level of like of commitment, but also slight insanity, maybe, to
Yeah.
do some of these crazy runs, I have like I have so much respect for y'all. It's so much fun to watch and see, and it's beautiful. And behind us, if you can see, this is Tay on the dance pad with there he goes. I love it. I love it.
So
I
good.
like I don't
I
for
think I'm
me.
screaming like, "Why isn't it working? Why am I not attacking?" And I was like way too far forward on the dance pad.
Oh my god, real.
I love it. It brings so much joy, my face and the rest of my body as well whenever watch I watch, people experiencing something genuinely.
Mhm.
One of the main things that I factored into who I wanted to invite to this event with me as I was like, okay, I know so many amazing women who play these games, what do I want to make sure that I am incorporating, because you want to make sure everybody's gelling, everybody's cool, and that we are, because this is the very first time that, so this many like women soul streamers have been in the same place on Twitch. I wanted to do it right. And something that I took into account was how genuine and authentic and just like real each of y'all are. Everybody on this event and the entire lineup is, and it's really cool to see. As somebody who kind of grew up and was told like, oh, a lady needs to be this way and that way, and kind of contain yourself and don't try too hard or do too much, or like, especially I'm
Mhm.
super ADHD, and you can tell like when I'm not masking or anything like that, because I'm like, wah! And I that's just how I am. And in the past, before, it's been really tough to to say like, oh, well, tone down the reactions, and especially like as a woman, I think that like we are way more likely to get those types of comments from viewers about like toning it down, than dudes are. And I don't know if y'all have had that, any of y'all have had that same experience, but I feel everything. These games make me feel alive, like that, from the soundtrack to beating the boss to challenges, whatever challenges that we're incorporating, to also the community spirit. Like when you get people who are genuine fans of the game, they are going to be more supportive than the random people who are coming through and they're just bitter and they're like trying to be judgmental. Like if you get like I feel like my experience has been that the true fans are the supportive ones who are like, yeah, dude, no, you
Mhm.
got this, you can do this, go this way. The people who have 1,000 hours in the game, right?
Mhm.
But have you had any experiences of people like trying to discount your experience with the game and or anything like that? What about you, Larksa?
Yeah, definitely. Like something that I've noticed is that when you finally get a boss, like okay, it depends like who is in chat though, but let's just say like on like a bad day, right? When you kill a boss finally after 100 tries, maybe two people will like pog. But then when you die, people will just spam emotes like kick W or and that like sometimes triggers me like sometimes people are so focused on like ha ha failing ha die oh she beat the boss pog I guess like that like sucks because I'm so excited and then I need to tell chat like come on guys like like clap yeah it really depends like on like how chat's feeling that day or how I'm feeling that day. But yeah, I've noticed that because like with most I don't want to like generalize, but some of my male colleagues playing Souls games, it would be the opposite. Like if they would die, a chat wouldn't really like laugh at them, just more like, "Oh, he's got this." And then he'd kill the boss and then they'd be like, "Yeah, you see? He's great." So like I mean, it's not always like that, but I do notice that. Yeah.
And when you are, when you're doing these things and you accomplish it, and you want that support, it almost seems like when you're working towards it, that sometimes people can be another challenge. It's like the viewers can be another level to the difficulty
Mhm.
that's
Mhm.
added, like another layer. And you know, one of the ways that I like to approach live streaming is to approach even the negative comments with like a curiosity, instead
Mhm.
of trying to assume intent. Right. I try to think like, why would this person be this way? And so most of the time I try to first react with grace and say, like, and try to think that maybe they're comfortable enough with me or in this space so they feel like they're joking, like they're like haha, like like teasing in a friendly manner. But then you can
Mhm.
tell when people are a little bit of they have malicious intent behind their the way that they are, like you said, kind of almost rooting for your demise. And
Mhm.
one of the things that I've learned, from being in the entertainment industry is like, oh, the people who are most of the time the loudest are the haters.
Yeah.
And people will be supporting you, but most of the time when people support you, it's quietly. And the
Mhm.
haters are the loudest, but they're also your biggest fans because they will watch everything you do. They will engage with everything you post. They will literally write that up. Your haters can be your biggest fans. So
Rent free.
what about you, Parky? What are your thoughts on that same kind of
Yeah.
experience?
Okay, so I want to kind of just like talk about something and same thing, but a little bit of a different vein about like being discredited. One big thing that I'm kind of like passionate and irritated about is like the sexualization. Like you can't be like a
Exist as a
girl who
woman.
cares yeah, you can't well, like, you can't be a girl who cares about your appearance and also care about being good at a game. But, like, more specifically, when I did my dance pad run, I knew that I would get gross comments. I knew it, obviously. So, what I what I tried to do during my dance pad runs on purpose was dress, like dress a little bit more modestly, not wear like clothes that you wear when you work out. Honestly, it was a workout. I don't care who says that's lame. It was a workout for me, maybe. My room gets
Oh,
so hot.
absolutely it is.
Dude, it gets hot. And so I was like, let me try and dress a little more modestly. I want people to comment about the run. I don't want people to comment about my body.
You were
Okay.
wearing like baggy,
Yeah.
like clothes, like somebody would do it in
Yeah.
a high school gym
I
class.
was. Literally, I was on my very first dance pattern, I was wearing, like, knee-length Adam Sandler shorts and, like, a big baggy shirt, and so I did that on purpose because I work out in tight, small clothes, obviously, but I did that on purpose, and, like, eventually, the run started getting harder and harder, and dude, it was, like, so hot, I had to, like, wear shorts, I had to take off some layers, it was getting so hot, I was gonna faint, so I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna just try. Let's just hope that people will be nice about it." And so I still wore like shorts, but they were obviously a little smaller and blah blah blah, whatever. And the amount of comments I got about like, "Oh, you're such a slut. Why are you wearing shorts? You're just showing off your legs. Like this run is only because of like your body. Like, why are you wearing this tank top? Like, stop showing off your boobs, blah blah blah." Dude, it's like I'm so annoyed about this topic. I'm like, what do
Mhm.
you guys want me to do? Do you want me to die of heat? I guess so. It's like honestly, even if you were a girl who did the dance pad run and wore clothes because you want to because you just like how it looks, that's totally valid. But I'm literally making a point
This
to
is our
not do
picture.
that.
Like literally, this is you beating the game behind
Yeah,
us in the
yeah.
dance pad. This is this is what they were slut shaming
Come
you
on, it's
for.
not that sexual, right? It's like so annoying.
Oh.
And like I would get
Mhm.
comments like, "Oh, don't take off your socks, like feet only." Like I'm just like, "Okay, guys, like
That's a whole other conversation.
yeah, the
Yeah.
sexualization is just insane." Even when I'm sitting, even like people would be like, "Oh, like Parky, like why are you stressing out so much? The Twitch chat is fine. Like no one's sexualizing you." But I'm like, "Guys, even when I'm just like sitting at my desk in a tank top. It's a hot day. I'll wear a tank top like this one. I'll wear something like this." And people not only will sexualize me, but they'll say the fat shaming is crazy. You're so fat if this is a workout for you, blah blah blah. It's just like I feel like that stuff is just not like people need to understand what women go through with all this. The amount of body comments are just insane. Like you can like it's just so inappropriate and I can be like the most confident person in the world whatever, but I'm like, "Okay, guys, can we like can we just not talk
Mhm.
about a woman's body for one like video or for one run or like girls have boobs. Okay, can we move on? Like, okay, like, my thighs are kind of thick sometimes. All right, can we not make that the topic of this
Mhm.
video? Like, I'm like, guys, can we just be adults? And so
Yeah.
to me, that is a big thing about being discredited. I've heard all the stuff before. I've heard the whole Aggies playing for you, like this, and that, whatever. But the
Mhm.
sexualization is so like brain dead to me. It's like I can't believe we're in 2024 and a girl can't just play a game. It's obviously different. Like it's still not it's never valid, but you know, s- there are
You're
people
not.
on the
It's not the main
internet.
focus for you. You know,
Yeah, it's
it's
not the main focus for me and there are people on the internet who go and that is the main focus and that's like a different story. It's still never valid to be inappropriate, but that's obviously different. For me when you can tell, my camera's like this small, I have all these baggy clothes on, like I'm obviously not doing this so that people can sexualize me. And
Mhm.
so,
right.
it's just I just want people to know. And then you get like the DMs, you get like the horrible people saying horrible things. It's just like I really feel like that gets overlooked sometimes.
No.
And it just sucks. It just really sucks sometimes. And sometimes you just like when people are like coming to my chat and they're like, "Wow, you're so hot." I'm like, "Okay, well, how's my skill though? Isn't my skill fucking cool?" You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Sorry for swearing.
No,
I'm a
you're
little
fine.
passionate.
No,
I
you're
should tone it
fine.
down a little.
No, 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 no.
No, that was very valid, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
literally why
Yeah.
where else are we going to talk about these things, without being attacked in the comment? Like, this is a safe space where we're going to be like, listen, this goes on,
Mhm.
and a lot of, I don't know about y'all, but I know that I hold my tongue about a lot of things because I know that it's not at that moment, it's not the right time and place
Mhm.
to say anything because it's not going to be worth it. I'm not going to spend my time arguing with people who have no interest in opening their mind to a different perception and perspective, because
Mhm.
at that point, I don't believe that some people want to know how off base they are. And you can educate somebody and explain to somebody as much as you want to about why they are wrong, but you can't learn something for someone. You can explain it to them all you want, but you can't learn it for them.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, people will be, the way that they are. But I definitely think that that's such an uncomfortable issue, is the sexualization, of women on the internet, period. But like, it's like, hey, I'm playing a game and this is what I'm trying to do. Please don't perceive me. Please don't comment. I have it on my personally, I have it in my chat rules, to not
Same.
comment on my appearance before. So when you're
Mhm.
going into the chat, like, please just don't comment on my appearance. Like, because I feel like without those boundaries in place, it can snowball so quickly to where it goes from, "Haley, you look nice today," to, "Wow, can I?" Just like really
Yeah.
like inappropriate. And
Yeah.
it doesn't matter, what you're wearing. It doesn't matter at all. People are gonna be gross. It doesn't matter
Mhm.
Yeah.
if you have, like, what you want me to be, like, up to here, like, yeah, like literally. And you can still get people who are commenting inappropriate things about how you
Yeah.
look because you're a woman on the internet. But I feel like, in these communities, at least, the more like that we are able to stand up for ourselves and to be a voice and to have discussions like this and bring visibility to the fact that these things exist. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So like for everybody, it doesn't matter what you're accomplishing. It's like, you could be holding the world record, and still people are gonna focus more on the way you look as a woman
Mhm.
than what you're doing in the game. And I wanted to see, Larksa, do you actually think that things have been harder or better in that regard with switching to a VTuber model? If y'all don't know, Larksa premiered
Mhm.
her VTuber model. What was it, a few months ago, right?
In
Or
October, yeah.
October.
Mhm.
Nice.
Mhm. Thank you. Um, yeah, like, so that's like one of the many, many reasons why I switched to VTubing. Like,
Oh
as you
wow,
can
it was behind
see,
it. Okay.
like in the feed, like, like the challenge run feed, like I used to use my cam for my challenge runs. And yeah, I remember one of my challenge runs got like insane, like 15 million views on TikTok or something. And the most of the comments were like, "What is she wearing?" And I'm like, "I was just wearing a tank top. What do you mean? It was super hot. It was summer." Like, I was so annoyed. And like, switching to VTubing, I've been so like comfortable in my skin that people like watch the screen more than me. Sometimes for better or worse, but like it's a very big difference, definitely. Like, I don't no longer have that stress, or like, oh my god, why is her skin looking rough today? Or like, oh my god, like, are you showing shoulders? It's like, bro, touch some grass. Like, what?
Not the shoulders.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, like VTubing and doing challenge runs, I feel like it's like really good for me, like mental health wise, with my image. Like, I feel so much more comfortable, like happy by myself. Yeah.
That's good. I'm glad that I'm glad that you have that experience.
Hmm.
And Potato Source, your content is wholesome and funny and very relatable. And you that's like the path that you're on. How what has your experience been with being a woman in gaming, and anybody like just sexualizing you for existing.
Yeah. I think I go through the same things that everyone else does.
Hmm.
But Souls games have made me confident, and so I don't let it happen. My mods know that if someone comments on my appearance, it's like the second rule in my channel,
Yeah.
don't make comments on my appearance or catcall. I'm not more than what I look like. Just like hang out for my content or watch the game. But they know that if somebody puts something in chat to delete it and then tell them to make their manners better. Because I don't, we give people like one chance. And if they can't, they get their comment deleted.
Mhm.
They can't figure it out after that, then they're not coming back to the stream because they can't. I mean, I don't care what my viewer count is. I need to feel safe in my own stream, and I can't feel safe in my own stream if I'm being sexualized at any point in time because that's not who I am. I don't portray that as myself. I have nothing against anyone how they want to look, but I want to look and feel a certain way in my stream, and that's what I expect to get from everyone else. And so, yeah, the mods know if there's a comment in chat, it gets deleted, and
Hmm.
we all have like a little laugh, and we get to ban someone maybe. But there's weird people on the internet, and I always tell people, you always have some chatters that come in. Can I ask you a question?
Red flag. Red flag.
Yeah.
And I
Streamers,
go,
red flag.
I say to
Mhm.
them, if you can walk up to a stranger on the street, you've never seen or talked to them before, and ask them the question you're going to ask me, you're more than welcome to ask that question. And a lot of the time they don't ask the question. They leave. And it works. But yeah, I don't tolerate it at all because, if you want to make a change, even the smallest one, you have to be the start of it. And so that's the change that I'm trying to make, is to not let people get away with catcalling or sexualizing, because it's not okay in any shape, way, or form.
Mhm.
No, it's really not. And the what I want to stress is, this is our experience. And anybody watching, anybody that, is maybe hasn't had the same experience, like, please take what these amazing creators are saying and realize that this has been shared with all of us. And I'm sure that everybody that comes after this is also going to have the same experience. So be mindful. If you are somebody and you might have exhibited any of these behaviors before, we're not shaming you for that. We are simply expressing what our experience has been. And it's very important to take that and as a learning opportunity, and kind of keeping that in mind, the next time that you maybe would want to comment something on the appearance of a woman streamer, live streamer, or on a comment on a YouTube video,
Mhm.
keep that in mind and say, like, oh, I remember what I heard from the Soul Sisters stream, and I don't need to do that. This is when it's not centered around that. You don't have to do it. You know what I mean? It's just
Mhm.
it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. You don't go to like dudes posts and it's just like, God, he's so hot. Oh, step on me, dad. Like, it's not like that. Like, you just
Yeah.
don't see this, and people could
Mhm.
literally just exist. And I don't care
Mhm.
how strong you are. And I know everybody over here is strong. I know that for a fact. I've seen it happen. But like, I don't care how strong you are. It wears you down. Am I right,
Mhm.
ladies? Like, it mentally wears you down to remove the comments, to have to filter this. It is. It takes away energy that you could be doing other things with, like creating or, gaming. And it's like,
Mhm.
I have to spend this time like reading this filth. I don't want that. Like, you know, does it but at the same time, on the other hand, like, you know, I feel like my own experience has been overall very positive with the Souls experience, the Souls community. I feel like a lot of them, like a lot of the people in this community do respect women, and I think that the game's design leads to that as well. You know,
Mhm.
I've been in some other, you know, being in the Twitch Women's Guild and a mentor. I've gone and watched other streamers that have different genres that I wouldn't watch normally, which has been really, really eye opening. And my goodness, I would tell you that I thought that it was hard in the like the FromSoft space, right? And I go in like in the Call of Duty space or like the Valorant space or like see like and I or like, you know, any of the shooter spaces or WoW
Mhm.
or even
No thanks.
Skyrim, you know, and you're just like, wow, this is so much worse than the Souls
Yeah.
community.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Or like MOBAs, like League of Legends, even worse.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So, do y'all think that maybe like that the games have anything to do with the fact that the like what is it? What is the filter there? What's the filter?
Um, like, why is Souls community more like
Respectful.
women respectful? I I honestly think it's because Souls games lend themselves so well to challenge runs and speed runs and in however shape and form you want, without anyone like without anyone else. Like it's just you and the game, right? And like the other spaces, like the very toxic ones like COD and the MOBAs, like you're like mingling with so many like toxic mindsets, like of other like men, maybe even also like toxic women. And I feel like Souls is like you can really focus on yourself, you know. I think that's why maybe.
Yeah, maybe it's just because like stereotypically men like start playing Call of Duty and stuff at younger ages so that it's become such a man's game. I don't know.
Mhm.
I whenever I've played any shooters, even Fortnite, like even the maybe the one of the friendlier ones, I dude, it's rude. Oh my god, everyone thinks my voice, bro. Oh my god, God forbid a girl has a deep voice and plays a game. Oh
Mhm.
my god, it's weird. It's weird. People are so weird.
Mhm.
And I mean, that's like a whole different thing, but like I think that from my experience, it must just be that men just tend to play these games more young and
Mhm.
like it's just become such a man's game or whatever. I don't know. And like the friendlier games like Nintendo. I grew up on Nintendo games, but not because it's a woman's game, just because my parents bought me a Wii or a GameCube instead of an Xbox. I don't know, like
Mhm.
whatever. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm saying that Souls is one of the better ones is so it just mean it says so much. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like
Because we have
I
a long way to go.
yeah.
We have a really
Yeah.
long way to go, right?
It could
Mhm.
also
It is
be,
one of the better ones, but we have a long way to go.
Hmm.
Yeah,
but
I do think sorry, go.
I think it says a lot too that, you know, the developers made Elden Ring, which is seen as one of the easier Souls games. And I think that lets people branch out and try a Souls game if they wanted to, which means maybe there's more women in the Souls category now. And if there's more women in the Souls category, our voice is bigger. People hear us now that, you know, these are the comments we get. This is how we feel. Listen to what we're saying. And maybe people are listening now. But I mean, I won't ever play COD because of the videos that I've seen. And if I do, it's muted. There's no
Mhm.
audio coming in or out. Absolutely not. But I mean, maybe it's because the developers made a more user friendly game, got more people interested, and the community of women is larger.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's good to see, you know, and part of my mission with all this is to show people like, hey, it's what I wanted to see when I was first started playing Souls. Right? I wanted to see people who look like me. And I wanted to be like, okay, where the ladies at? You know, I want to see, like, I want this energy, I want this vibe, you know. And then it wasn't hard to find but I really had to specifically look for it. It wasn't in my face like all the male creators, because they get so much more visibility. And I was like, once I started looking, I was like, wow, this is so cool. You know, you find people like Larxa and Parky and Potatosaurus over here, and you're just like, I love this content and I'm so inspired by it. And so in doing this online, you know, this first event with, you know, an all women stream, that people who play FromSoft and love the Souls games, you know, I wanted anybody who's watching to be like, oh wow, like I can do that too. I should play that game. There are people like this who play those games. You know what I mean? Like having that, you know, anybody who's watching know that it is a place for everyone. It is a safe space, you know, and you just have to find us. We're here, I promise, you know, and make sure, chat, that you are checking out the command guests chat command that will show everybody's Twitch in there. So it should be able to tag everybody. And I have a running accomplishments fun little blurb here. And can we get some mod love as well for all the hard work that everybody's putting in today? I'm going to be live for 12 hours to accommodate 12 other amazing women, you know, streamers, making sure that we have all the time zones covered and that we're raising money for 1,000 Dreams Fund, which helps for opportunities in gaming. And I would love if you could also do command donate. And thank you also for understanding that the alerts are off so that we can focus on our conversation and being in the moment. How rare is it that we get to talk together and be together like this? And so being present and respecting these amazing ladies next to me is very important. So I appreciate your acknowledgement and adherence to that, y'all. I really do. Lark says, soul accomplishments just popped up. All remembrances, RL1, sub 3 hours. Elden Ring, any percent, sub 30 minutes. DS1, soul level 1, all bosses. Elden Ring, all remembrances. Voice control only. Elden Ring, alt achievements 2 times. Elden Ring, Twitch rivals, PvP competitor. Twitch, Demon Souls, glitchless, all bosses. NTR, Sekiro, any percent NTR. What does NTR mean?
No time recorded.
No time recorded.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, see, this voice only, Ren. Yes. So, can you actually tell us how you did that, Larxa?
Oh boy, it's a setup. Like, I had my chat help me too because it's so complicated. I mean, like when you look at the program, you're just overwhelmed because the program is called Voice Attack, and anyone can get it on Steam. So if anybody wants to try it, you know,
Voice Attack.
yeah, Voice Attack, and you basically have to, because Voice Attack is used for, I believe a lot of people who play flying games use Voice Attack. So you basically like input like okay, like W is go, right? So if I say go, then my character goes forward. But as you can hear, I say the word right a lot as a sentence stopper. So my character would sometimes to the right and jump off somewhere. So that happens a lot. But yeah, you just like, and I had like some really funky commands because I have like a bit of an accent. So for example, if my character had to do weapon art, I would say milk or coffee because it's like a very understandable word. Yeah, it's
How did you
yeah,
decide
basically
on that? Wait.
it's basically how it works. But it's like, oh man, like some commands were really complicated. I had a command that was like roll forward, then slightly go to the right, then backstep, then weapon art. Yeah, it got crazy sometimes, but yeah.
You know, coffee is my best weapon art. Yeah, it's just
Yeah, coffee. Oh, I also used. I named one like Morbing because that one movie. What's the movie called? I forgot. But Morbius. Yeah, like morbing. Wait, Morbius. Is that what the movie is called? I can't remember. But yeah.
So you're morbing over there? What is morbing?
Yeah, I was morbing. Yeah.
What does the morbing look like, Larxa?
It's like, well, you know, like you do like the Bloodhound's Fang. Yeah, Bloodhound's Fang was morbing.
What the step?
Yeah, well, the weapon art from the weapon.
Oh, I'm only
Yeah.
referring to it as that from now on.
Yeah,
So-
morbing. Yeah.
What's a mighty morbid Power Ranger?
Yeah.
I love that. I love. And speaking of coffee, chat has noticed, Parky, that you might have more than one beverage.
Mm.
Yeah, I only have 2 today, chat. I saw those comments. Sometimes on stream, it's because when I stream, I fill up like 2 or 3 water bottles. I have 1 coffee. Sometimes I'll have like a bubble tea or something too. Okay,
Ooh.
guys, sorry that I'm streaming for like 8 hours and trying not to take that many breaks. Sorry, guys. Sorry that I'm
Except
trying
for the
to keep
bathroom.
you in mind.
That's amazing, you know, because honestly, okay, without really looking, starting with Potatosaurus, look at your desk. Don't cheat, but like don't and tell me how many like water bottles, empty or full, or like how many cups do you have around you, full or empty right now? One.
I try to keep my desk really clean.
Oh.
Oh.
It's also really small. I have and I'm surrounded by 4 monitors, so I don't
That's
have a
fair.
ton of space.
That's fair, actually. Yeah. I need to take a page out of your book. But what about Parky?
I have 3 right now and a bowl of food. And I had more before this started, but I cleaned up. But I actually, for the first time ever, bought myself an L disc. So I have 4
Oh.
monitors and then some. And so I
That's
have
so
all
nice.
this room over here for like a million things.
Water bottles.
Yeah. Also, I would like to point out, someone in the chat said it, and I actually noticed too. Whenever I take a drink, it kind of looks like I'm like reaching into Larks's crotch or something.
I
Hey,
did
what?
not notice that.
I mean, I can move it over. Then it'll look like I'm stealing from Savannah. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Putting it behind her
hold
head.
on. Do you want to see if we can y'all? If you love the virtual background and everything that's going on here, please let us know. You can also do we have a shout out for Commander Brookover? I just need to, because it's really cool. This is my first time to ever like use the kind of software to get other people on my stream and whatnot. And I love this background because of the souls and everything. You see the Elden Ring on the pillows, all the details, like the little Bloodborne castles in the back, the Dark Souls 3 poster. But I have to give a big shout out to Jeremy because he made the scene, and hit him up for your scene needs, y'all. He's awesome. Hi, Melzy, another amazing soul sister. How's it going? I want to do an experiment. Hold on, which side is this? Okay, wait, Parky.
What?
Can you hand me a drink? Can you? Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
I just need to make sure it doesn't get chopped off. Hold on.
No,
That's
let's just cheers.
awesome!
Let's just cheers.
Yay! Cheers!
Oh my god, I love that.
Oh my god.
It
Oh my god!
worked.
Cheers, everyone!
Wait, cheers, y'all.
It's so cute. I
Cheers.
love it. It's so cute. It also looks like I've got a little devil tail going. It's so cute.
Oh
I
my-
actually have an Estes hand if I'm allowed to show it.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Okay, wait. I don't know if you guys can see it right. Wait, hold on. Let me get it.
Oh.
Look, I have an
yeah,
Estes hand.
Oh my god. Cool.
Stop. That is so cute.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
What is everybody in chat can answer this too, but y'all, what does Estes taste like?
Sunny
Yeah, I was about
For
to say that.
sure.
Sunny D.
D. Yeah.
What's Sunny D?
Yeah, it's Sunny
What?
D is like this weird orange juice drink, but it's like it doesn't taste like orange juice at all. It tastes like I don't know. Like sugar. It tastes like what it Estes would
Sugar.
taste like. I don't know. Does anyone know what's in Sunny
Wait,
D?
is it? No, I'm looking at chat, and chat is saying, okay, it's Sunny D. It's literally Sunny D. Y'all, what? How is that supposed to help me
Wait,
here?
Maybe there's a
It's orange juice.
an
It's
American
strategies. It's
version of
fake
it or
orange.
something.
What
No,
is
we have
it?
Sunny D.
It's the Miracle Whip of mayo. Oh, so it's like it's. Have you had? Hello, Mr. Alicia, to you specifically. Have I had Tang? No. Sunny D tastes like if OJ was soda. It's an orange flavored drink, like Kool-Aid.
Sunny D is
No, it's
such a
more
unique
solid.
taste. Yeah, I don't.
But you think that Estes? So if I got Sunny D, you think that I would be tasting what Estes tastes like?
Yes.
Okay.
Minus the alcohol.
I don't know. I always thought that it would be a warm drink.
A warm drink,
What?
like
Yeah,
butterbeer.
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know why. I never really thought about it, but I always thought it would be warm.
Wow.
Like
Lava.
love, just lava.
Mm-mm-mm.
Ooh, tasty! I love this. Like, I think that chat says that minus the alcohol. Larksa. Wait, what kind of booze would be in Estes, Larksa? We're about to
Like,
find out what makes us go fast, y'all. Okay, all right, just take notes.
like mead. Yeah, mead.
Ooh, I'm
It
in.
tastes like mead. Mhm.
What does mead taste like?
It's like a sweet mulled wine, I believe.
It's like honey wine.
Yeah.
Sweet wine?
It's delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody put Fireball. Melzy. Oh my
Fireball.
gosh. No, that's Estes is ghee. What else can provide caloric content needed to do what it does? Oh my gosh, y'all, that's hilarious. I've always wondered, you know, what different people's interpretations of these games would be without the internet, right? So did you when you were playing like any of the FromSoft games, Sekiro, Bloodborne, Dark Souls, Elden Ring, whatever, which one had, in your opinion, the best story, the best lore?
Sekiro.
Oh, that's a hard question.
So Parky, tell me about Sekiro lore.
Okay, so I can't really tell you much about Sekiro lore if I'm being honest. But let me tell you something. I can tell you even less about Dark Souls 1 lore, Dark Souls 2 lore. Does Dark Souls 2 even have lore? I don't know. Dark Souls 3, okay, I know a little bit about Dark Souls 3, and I know a little more about Elden Ring, but honestly, okay, can I just say something? This might be controversial, but I think that games that tell stories a little more that aren't so cryptic, I just prefer. I'm not saying it's better. I just personally prefer it, and that's why I prefer something like Sekiro and Lies of P over something like super super cryptic and you have to hunt for it and stuff. That's just not super my thing. So I'm a little biased. That's all. But do you want me to try and tell you about Sekiro?
Yeah,
story?
no, just like okay, so
Yeah.
okay, Parky, you have to explain Sekiro to somebody who's never like the story, the lore, who somebody who doesn't know what the game is.
Yeah.
Okay, so sure, let me try. Okay, so all right, guys, I'm a speedrunner. Speedrunners don't know the story, but okay, so you have Sekiro, and you have this little guy Kuro, who is like the master of. He's like probably the king or something. I don't know, but he's a child, and so you are a shinobi, and you are there to defend him and help him if necessary. And so you have that, and then there's also this like rot disease that's killing people. So every time you die, there's a rot disease, then more people die. And then the kid has the power of like immortality. So that's why Shadows died twice, not just once, because he can revive you. And then so you're going through the story, you're facing all these people who are against you and want to kill people. And then if you choose the bad ending, which is the ending that I do, your main character, your dad wants to overthrow. And so your dad is like, yeah, overthrow and kill all the good people. And so you're like, yeah, okay, dad. So you kill Ishin, you kill the nice old man, you kill everyone, and then you kill the child. I think you don't see it, but I think it's interpreted. And then you just kill everyone. But if you do the good ending, okay, if you do the good ending, which I don't speedrun, so you do the good ending, you go back in time and kill Ishin in his prime for some reason, and then there are some endings where the kid dies, and then the canon ending is like there's a little rice girl who the kid dies, and then his soul goes into the rice girl, and then
What happens to the
That's
soul of the rice girl?
no, the girl's alive. The girl's alive. The kid's soul goes into her.
Oh.
Yeah. That's the story of Sekiro.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead. Yeah, this is perfect. That
Eh,
is
will
everything
will
I've
this
ever
be on the
wanted.
test later?
Honestly,
there's no quiz. It's everything I ever wanted.
I challenge someone to give me more story in one of the other Souls games.
It's just she coughs in Bloodborne. I don't know.
Okay, actually, okay, except for Savannah and Bloodborne, one of you guys try and give me another story.
Oh, right. I actually so I won like I don't know if you guys saw, but I won this huge like Elden Ring custom computer because I won an Elden Ring lore quiz.
Was
Now,
that why you
but
got the
yeah.
computer? Can
I
I show
got
it to chat?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Dude, that's why?
Yeah, it was from a lore quiz. Well, I mean, that was
Wow.
parts of the competition. It was like the deciding factor.
Wow.
And I like studied the lore so hard for one day, but I'm also not a lore person like Parky. Like I don't like reading or anything, or I don't care. And like even like now I was like, chat, what's the starting area called again in Elden Ring? Like I just forgot. So yeah.
Hey, that's fair though. You know, that's completely fair because you don't always like. I don't remember. I'm again ADHD brain over here, and I don't remember like any names of anything until I've done it or seen it like 500 different times. You
Same,
know, like
yeah.
there's just no way. But I don't know. So you won a PC because of your knowledge in lore, Elden Ring lore.
Yeah.
And you,
yeah.
but you said you studied. What did you do? Steal Gideon's journal, or how did you do
Well,
that?
I watched like the Vati video lore videos on like I did it on like 2x speed while I was playing Elden Ring myself. Like I had to multitask to like pay attention to the lore. But yeah, I mean it paid off, so.
Wait, you had to multitask so to pay attention.
Yeah, because I was also practicing for the Elden Ring competition, which was I think it was like a kind of like a bingo race. So I was practicing Elden Ring, and I was listening to the lore, and I had chat shoot me questions, you know, like, oh, what's this? What is this? You know, so I could like remember it because I also have like I don't know, like my brain, I find it hard to remember things, but like I do really well remembering when chat quizzes me for some reason.
Oh, that's awesome.
So,
Let's
yeah.
see if we can. Let me see how I was kind of blindly sourcing this. Let's see if we can see the PC that Larxa won. Bro, what?
Yeah, it was a huge
Wow.
PC. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Let me see. Let me.
That's insane.
That's crazy. This is the Elden Ring PC that you won for the lore
Wow.
quiz that you
Aw.
sped run.
Yeah,
Insane.
basically. Yeah.
Chat, what in the world? That's insane. I love this. Holy cow, this is crazy. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. I love Vati videos. I had when I was on vacation, I went to the Emo's Not Dead cruise, and then we stopped in the Bahamas. I didn't have service for days, right? And I went on this cruise the day after they announced the DLC,
Oh.
and it was torture because I couldn't read anything about it. I couldn't look up any
no.
videos. I saw the
Oh, no.
trailer and that was it. And I had to wait. Y'all, as soon as we got to the port, to the Bahamas, and I got on shore and I had a little bit of service, I just listened to like lore videos and breakdowns of the DLC for Elden Ring. And I love like Zuli the Witch too, and like Fighting Cowboy, all these like things, man. I love the lore. If you have any Sav lore emotes, you can put them in the chat. But this is another angle for that PC that you got.
Oh, dude.
That is insane. Where was this at, Larxa?
This was at the Intel studio in LA. Yeah, in LA.
Wow. That is so cool. And so what was what's your favorite bit of lore that you can give us from Elden Ring?
Oh God!
There was a quiz later.
Honestly, I think the funniest. Okay, there's something I find really funny, and listen, okay, it might be completely correct, but from what I remember, like, so Margot basically comes back as like Morgoth, right? And the funny thing is, Morgoth disguised himself as like Margot or something, thinking that they wouldn't realize that they were the same person. Like that's not 100% accurate, but it was something similar. I thought it was really funny. Like what? That was a stupid disguise. They literally look the same.
Oh, you're not gonna know it's me.
Yeah.
Even though they look the same, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like Renna and Ronnie too.
Renna and
Oh, yeah.
Ronnie. Yo, yeah, man,
Yeah.
that confused me so much. You know, when I was
So
going through, I
weird.
was like, "Who is Renna? Like, what's this? Who is Ronnie?" You know, like, but I think that we all have like kind of head scratching moments, you know, in these games. Like for me, the games were such a great distraction for, you know, anything I'm going through in my life. I'm like, okay, well, I can only focus on this. You know, this is going to take all of my attention, and you know, the level of difficulty. And that's why I ended up loving them. And then I got so invested in Bloodborne lore that it was like almost at an unhealthy level, like because I like totally hyper fixated on just Bloodborne lore forever. And then playing Dark Souls 3, I think that I kind of robbed myself of the opportunity to fall as in love with Dark Souls as I did Bloodborne, because I was so invested in the lore. And then starting from the third Dark Souls game, it's like you don't really have as much of you don't have the backstory. You know, you don't know like where you are, who everybody is. And so I had a really hard time kind of like keeping up with the story for Dark Souls 3. I mean, I knew the premise, but as far as like the side quests and the characters, I was like, I accidentally oh man, my first playthrough, I accidentally struck the whenever you spawn, and it's the, oh my gosh, I'm blanking. I told you I'm bad with names, and it's is it Henri and
Yeah, describe it.
yeah, okay, you're in the stone. You're in the stone. Oh gosh, you're running. Okay, you're running. You're there, and then you have two. You have two characters, right? You have two of them. Oh my gosh. Okay, and is it Henri? That has to be one of their names, right? And there's two characters, two soldiers, and there's two characters, and they're like, he doesn't talk much, but blah blah.
Oh, the
blah.
Just right
brothers?
before the swamp.
Yes,
It's the brothers in Dark Souls
Yeah.
3, right?
yes.
Oh.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I don't know their names, but I know who you're talking about.
Who? Okay. The
So
one
I
that,
learned
yes, Drew, the one who doesn't talk, and the one I love that was the thing that gave it away.
Yeah.
I was like, yes. Okay, it is Henri, Horace and Henri. Okay, so I accidentally hit one of them because
Oh.
I was putting my controller down.
Classic.
No.
Classic. And I aggroed him, and they chased me. I had to go all the way back to the shrine of forgiveness. Because every time I would respawn, they would kill me because they were
Oh
so
my
OP
God.
at that point. And I had to speed run back to the forgiveness.
no.
Like, I was like, oh gosh, you know, just die like constantly. You know, oh man. I mean, there have been so many moments in these games where I'm like, I'm never gonna play this again. I'm putting this down. I give up. I don't like it. You know, I'm in pain. But oh my god, what was your favorite lore moment or moment in the games, Potatosaurus?
So I started with Dark Souls 3, and then I played Bloodborne. So I'm actually like the opposite of you with lore. I know nothing about Bloodborne, and I think that robbed me of the game. But I really want to play it again just to learn the lore. But then I played Dark Souls 1 and then Dark Souls 2, and I learned during one of my playthroughs of Dark Souls 3, I used the Fumulture Greatsword or Fugs. I learned of the person who wields that sword in Dark Souls 2 because it's a boss fight and you get to kill them, and that's where their sword comes from. And I think that's the coolest thing ever.
Wait, who?
So when I was the Fumulture Great Knight, when I was playing Dark Souls 2 and I came across him and I saw the sword, I flipped out. I'm like, "Oh my god, that's him! That's where it comes from." Because I played an entire playthrough with that, like, once I got to the sword, like, I had to kill the invader, and it was
Oh,
so cool.
so are
Yeah.
you usually a strength build run?
No.
Like, what do you like to?
No,
What
I'm
do you like to?
dexterity.
Dex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
What about you,
Twin
Parky?
blades.
Yeah, me too. I like the dodge, parry, hit.
Yeah.
I call mine my roll build.
Yeah, true.
Larsa, what is your favorite build for the FromSoft games?
So I do use dex a lot, but my favorite would be like strength because I like the big bonk weapons.
You're a bonker.
Yeah, and I like
You're
to just like
bonkers.
stand there. Yeah, stand there with like a lot of poise and just like, bonk the enemy and just like not even move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I literally I love watching the runs where people just go up and they hit the boss once and it's just like half their health bar.
Yeah. Hmm.
I'm like, what? How does this? Just I go in and I'm just like tickle, 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 and I'm like dodging away.
Yeah.
I'm like, how is this? How is this possible? But have you ever had a moment when you're in these games that you thought that you couldn't do it?
Yeah.
Hmm.
What was it? Like, what was your
Frida.
wall? Frida.
Yeah.
Oh,
to
I
leave
feel like for
and go to
me
a different boss.
personally, I didn't have. Wait, sorry. You saying
No,
something?
you're
Sorry.
good. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh my god, sorry.
You're good.
I feel like for me, I've never had like one specific boss that I'm like, I can't beat this. I mean, okay, I'm always like, okay, I'm never gonna beat this, but obviously I know that I'll beat it eventually because you've gotten this far. And my thing is always someone's done this fist only, which means I can do this just like regular. That's always my mentality. I will say though, when I first ever played Dark Souls 1, that's like when I felt that the most, I think, because when I started playing, and I'd never played a game like that before, and I never even watched a game like that before, and so going from like a Nintendo girly to like Dark Souls, it was like you get thrown into the game, and I'm like, what is this? This looks weird. This feels weird. What is this menu? Like, what do all these numbers mean? What is dexterity, strength? Like, what is all this stuff? What this? Everyone's like, just look at the scaling, look at the letters. I'm like, that means literally nothing. It looked so weird. Everything was weird. It was honestly my first ever time playing Dark Souls 1. I was like, I'm never touching this game again. That was such a weird experience. This is just not for me. I'm not ever playing this game again. That was horrible.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think that's mostly when I struggled with that. Like, no, this is not ever happening.
that makes total sense. Did you have a wall Larksa ever?
Yeah, I suppose like, oh my god, Sword Saint Ishin and Sekiro was like took me so long, it was ridiculous. It was like three streams. Like literally, it's a bit embarrassing, but it was
So long,
12
streams.
three
Get out,
12-hour
here.
streams,
Whatever.
by the way. Yeah.
Whatever.
It was so I was like, I just can't. Like, there's something wrong in my brain that I can't beat Sword Saint Ishin. Like, I just can't. But then like clicked, like, oh, okay. And I got it after like literally like, oh my god, it was like 24 hours, I swear. Oh my
that
god.
makes I don't even want to tell you how I decided to do hitless bosses for my first playthrough in Elden Ring, right? Not all of them. I'm not that crazy, but I was like, oh, this will be fun. And so
Casually.
I took on
Fun.
Radon. I was like rune level 55, dex build, melee only. And I was like, yeah, I'll do this hitless. It took me months. I mean, like months to get it because I had to learn and now I know why there are strats because I didn't go in there knowing any strats, and I don't like use items or special weapons. It was the same weapon, the whole thing, And so I didn't know any strats, and it took me months to even figure out, like, because it was It's actually Brightmares who told me to run the opposite direction of the arrows so that I didn't get hit by the arrows. So I spent like a month and a half just getting like having to restart my run because of the arrows in the beginning.
So bad. Oh my god.
And I was like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? But you know, for me, I thought to myself, I want to. And I know that it's not about if, it's when. I'm gonna get this.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care. I don't care. Okay, you know, if y'all get tired watching it, go whatever, you know. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not making you be here, you know. It's like, but I honestly, like, I think that the reason why I wanted to challenge myself with Elden Ring is because I just got started with Bloodborne and Dark Souls a couple years ago, right? I didn't know that these games existed. I didn't even know that Twitch existed, and Bloodborne brought me to Twitch. And so finding out about this, and then it was actually like y'all, you know, these like all these amazing creators that I'm watching challenging themselves. I hadn't heard of a challenge run, and I just, you know, and I was like, that looks really fun. And I was already addicted to like that rush of dopamine of winning a really challenging fight. And then as you play these games, you get better at them. You know, it is a time and experience thing. And so I was like, oh, how can I push myself even more, even though it's the first playthrough? And, you know, I get dogged on about like how long it takes me to do stuff. And I'm like, you know, whatever, because at the same time, like I'm playing this for myself. And at the same time, like you only get one first try. Right. And so I was like, I want to do it my own way. And I think that it kind of full circle goes back to what Parky was saying about, you know, when people tell you like, oh, do it this way, play it this way. It's like, well, thanks. Now I was planning on doing that, but now I'm going to do it the opposite way because you told me to. So
Yeah.
I guess we're just going to sit here. My favorite comment, and I want to hear your favorite comments, y'all. But what about just play the game?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't play the game when I hear that. I just continue sitting and talking. Like, if you want to watch someone play the game, then go somewhere else. But this is what we're doing. Should we get a play today? I don't know. I was thinking about it.
No, I'm just gonna sit here. I don't know why that I don't know why that's a common theme. You know, I see that in a lot of like Souls streamers that are like women are like the chat is like they're telling them what to do more. And I'm like, oh, you don't want to tell me what to do. You literally don't want to tell me what to do. I will not do it.
So icky. Yeah, it's so weird.
It's a strange thing, but at the same time, on some backseating though, I will say, and I don't know, I want to know what y'all's thoughts are on this, but like on some backseating, I'm like, okay, this person is just really excited about the game. You can tell that when people are just kind of like chomping at the bit and they're like their mouths are frothing and they just like they're very passionate. They love the game and they're just like, ah! You know, they're just trying to be as a part of it, you know. And then other people, you can tell that they're just trying to you know, pull your puppet strings or whatever they think that like, and it's a weird energy on that other way. But like I think that discovering a wall and getting over it is definitely one of the most satisfying feelings I've ever had, like in anything I've done, like outside of streaming too. You know, there's just nothing quite like having that kind of challenge and then overcoming it. Like, what was your favorite moment ever? It could be first playthrough or a challenge run or an achievement. Like, what was the best feeling for you as far as Souls games are concerned? Larxa, you want to start us out?
Definitely like the voice run. I mean, that took me like so long, like weeks and weeks of grinding. And I just remember like being at the end with like Elden Beast and then the music. And I had like almost no HP left. And I just had to like go for it, you know? And then I finally got the kill. And I was like, did I just really beat that? Because like the first stream, I was like, I'm never gonna beat this run. It's ridiculous. I'm just doing this as a meme. But then like, well, I guess I'll have to commit to the meme. But yeah, like just like that final kill, I'll never forget that. That's like one of my favorite moments in like my life, I think. Yeah.
That's amazing. What happened after? Can you tell us a little bit about the experience after you were the first person to do that, weren't you?
So there was one more person before me. I call them like the voice, like my voice teacher or whatever.
Oh, that's
There
so
was
cute.
Yeah, there's like one person like before me. They're called the Third Fist. So they did help me with like a few things. Like after Elden Beast, I was like, I'm gonna do. There's like this platforming part when you can get that ending where you get like the yellow smoky eyes. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? The
Yeah.
madness ending. Yeah, there's like a really hard platforming section, and I did that with voice
Oh
afterwards.
my god, crazy.
But it was really fast actually because I did like some of the
You
speedrun. Like
platformed?
yeah. I actually met. It didn't take too long. I think like maybe 2 hours or something. Wasn't bad.
Insane. Insane. Where can we see all that? Is it on your YouTube too? So, because I think I have your links.
Mhm.
We get a command for guests in the chat. This is Larksa talking. That's insane, Larksa. That's crazy. And that really made you feel like you're like, ugh. Did people recognize you from that? Did you get recognition for completing that insane run?
Um, it's hard to say. Like, I feel like there were a lot of people at the time like watching me complete it. Like, because I also like managed to collect millennia like that and stuff, and a lot of people were there from like the articles and the tweet that blew up. But like overall, it's not like it gave like a huge boost to my channel or anything. But it was definitely like noticeable while doing the run, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Like that people had heard about it from,
Yeah.
and so you had something on, you had millennia,
Mm-hmm.
and then people walk us through what happened after you beat the millennia. You said you had a viral post.
Yeah, like my post got like shared, like me beating Millennia and Elden Beast. Of course, you had the comments saying like, "Oh, that's easy. I can do that too." Like so many of those, but it's whatever. But yeah, it got like shared everywhere, and I believe there's like a 15 million TikTok on it as well, like viewed TikTok. But yeah, like the it's not that there's like insane growth from it. It's just like people will stop by and be like, "Oh, cool, you're the person from the TikTok," or like, "Oh, you're the person from the article or whatever," and then like that's basically it.
That's awesome. I
Mhm.
hope that you get the recognition you deserve, from the accomplishments
Mhm.
that you have. As putting together this event, I realized that it was really hard to, um, whenever you type in, Dark Souls streamer,
Mhm.
Sekiro streamer, Bloodborne streamer, whatever, it's really hard to find women representation. And there's really no excuse for it because
Mhm.
it's it's not like there's anything less, on the side of accomplishments, especially, and not saying and the a real point that I want to stress is you don't have to be a challenge runner to enjoy the games, or a speed runner, or or do make the games even harder than they are. That every playthrough is valid. Like the experience of these games, I think that it's more of a pipeline, to be honest with
Mhm.
you. Like you start out as a casual first playthrough, and then it's like, oh, I want more, and you play it
Yeah.
again, and then you get the platinum, and then you play it again, and then you want to come up with like even more ways to play it, right? And so
Mhm.
I think that whatever way you want to enjoy the game is absolutely awesome, as long as you're enjoying it. But I would like to point out that it is a thing that, you know, it seems like there's less visibility. And, I do enjoy the fact that, Twitch is specifically is addressing this. So things like the Unity Guilds, the Latin Guild, the Black Guild, and the Twitch Women's Guild, to put more diversity on the front page, to make discoverability easier, to help us classify our content more. so that when people are looking for what they're looking for, they can find it, right? You know, I think that that's definitely helpful for women and marginalized genders to be able to be more visible. And because gaming is more than just what the first thing that comes to mind. Have y'all ever told anybody who isn't aware? Because you all do content like fully, right? And so it's like when you're trying to explain that you're, you know, a female gamer for a living, and to maybe your family or somebody else who's not, or like outside of the realm, you know, how does that work out for you? What about you, Potatosaurus? How do you explain being like in a short, you know, few sentences being a woman streamer to people who don't know what it's like?
Well, if someone asks me what I do, like as a job, I have a hard time. I used to tell people I was an entertainer, and then I stopped that very quickly. So now I say I'm a full-time streamer on Twitch, and I just pray that they know what Twitch is so that I don't have to talk about it more, because typically if you have to go into it talking to someone who doesn't know, they just immediately assume that you're like half naked behind the camera, and it's a very awkward thing to have a conversation about if that person doesn't know what you're talking about. And they kind of go to ask, oh, like what do you play? You play video games, what do you play? Or like what do you do? And I build Lego. Oh, that's cool. I play video games. Oh, what do you play? Oh, I draw, I do art. Oh, you don't, oh, and people watch you do that? Yeah. And I look just like this every day that I stream. But it's kind of interesting, the people that are open, seeing the light bulb flick on, and it's just like a whole world opening to them. And then there's people you can tell aren't open to it, and you wish that you hadn't have answered. But it's an interesting one. I'm so proud of what I do every day, and from where I started and where I am now, I'm so proud of myself, and I want people to know that. But it's hard because I don't know what other people know about the industry. It's hard to put myself out there because of that.
Like when people don't understand something, they tend to judge it differently, right? You know, and it can be hard to we shouldn't have to validate it, right? We shouldn't have to over explain what we're doing. But and it's unfortunate that whenever you tell people that you're a streamer on Twitch, you know, sometimes, or that you're a gamer or you're a live streamer, some people can assume, oh, you know, how many followers do you have? Or like, where's your following? Oh yeah, oh well, she's just has that because she's a girl. Have has anybody heard that here?
Yes, like, oh, all the girls are stealing our viewers. Okay, like, first of all, like, the top 100, there's probably, like, 2 girls in there. Second of
Thank
all,
you.
like, people watching the boob streamers aren't gonna be watching you. Sorry to break it to you,
Thank
those
you.
aren't your viewers, man.
Yeah.
No, it's stupid. That
True.
comment is so dumb. Guys just can't understand, you're just not entertaining, dude. Like, no, I'm sorry, but, like, when a guy's like, "Oh, you're a pretty girl, you're stealing all my viewers." Sorry, bro. Try and have a personality or something.
But also, like, take a step and walk in our shoes, because we deal with a lot for looking how we do. Like,
Yeah.
sure, absolutely. If you want to be a female in this industry, go for it. Have fun. It's not easy.
I watched a video of some professional dude, I think it was Apex or Valorant players, and they went undercover with a voice changer, tried to go in a lobby, and the second that they were trying to get support, you know, because it's like a collaborate, like you need to talk to your teammates, you know, and the second they were trying to get support, they immediately got harassed verbally, you know, absolutely, like told awful things, you know, by the other people, and they couldn't win games. These professional people, these like top paid esports players. and the interview was in
Wow.
Spanish, but it's really cool if y'all want to look it up.
Hmm.
They talk about like, wow, I didn't realize it was like that. That was absolutely demoralizing. It was in Argentina, right? Sadly? Okay, awesome. Yeah, y'all should check that out. It's so cool. We did get an O Lindsay raid. Can everybody say hi, Liz?
Hey.
Hi.
Thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. My name's Sav. I'm the Wholesome Singing Soulsborne streamer, and I'm joined by the Soul Sisters. This is our premiere event of all women in FromSoft Gaming, and we have Potatosaurus.
Hi.
We have Park and Harbor, and Larksa over here. So thank you so much for joining us. And Lindsay's going to be on later today, and we can't wait. We cannot wait for your segment. I have actually, because we were fundraising for 1,000 Dream Funds today, and just because you said that, Parky, it was very interesting. For me to, it says, hold on. I'm going to read this while, Larksa, I'm sorry, I didn't even let you answer the question. Have you ever had anybody try to say, oh no, well, your success is just because, oh, I did that. Oops, sorry. It's just because of your gender.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's like so standard for a lot of girls, you know? So yeah, I mean, I've definitely had that too. Yeah, I don't know, like when people tell that to me, I'm just like, well, what do you want me to say? You know, like, okay, too bad, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just like those salty people. They don't know what they're like talking about. Because I feel like girls have a harder like ceiling to break through view wise, right? Like in the like, okay, you might be a girl and you might maybe you'll get views faster. Who knows, right? But the top streamers are like all guys, I believe, or like right, like mostly guys. Like it's really hard for girls to get into that top, you know, like into the top 5. It's so incredibly hard. Like nobody ever talks about that, right? So,
The
yeah.
top 2 streamers on Twitch have more collective followers than the top 25 women.
Ooh, that's insane.
There is only one woman in the top 500 earners of esports.
Oh man.
Wow.
It was revealed in 2022 that there is only one woman in the top 100 streamers of Twitch. Y'all know it was Pokey, right? Yeah, Pokemon. Only one.
Yeah.
And
I've heard some
57% of women say that they were harassed in the game after their gender was revealed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's these. So anybody who comes in, you know, and says like anything about that this is made up, you know, because people will deny the inequality because it makes them uncomfortable to know that they have an advantage. It doesn't have anything to do with the truth. Right. And so when you give them the facts, like, these are the stats, like the stats, these are numbers. They don't lie, you know, and that's really the mission behind. Okay. Maybe part of it was I did want an excuse to hang out with these really cool ladies. And but at the same time, you know, it's really important to me to stay true to this mission. And I'm very passionate about uplifting and amplifying marginalized voices on this platform because I think that the amount of good that we can do here is unquantifiable. I don't think that there's a ceiling. And especially when I am like flanked by just such strong, incredible women, like it starts with us. You know, if you want to see a change, if you want to start a movement, it starts with speaking up, you know, and saying, hey, like, this is the truth. This is my experience. This is my life. I've lived this. And I say it again that, of course, you know, you don't have to be a challenge runner to enjoy the FromSoft games. I love them so much, you know, and I haven't completed a single like rules true challenge run. And they're basically a part of my personality now because I love it so much. But the thing is, like, going back to the accomplishments, like Parky, Larksa, like y'all have done things better than anybody in the world at one point, right? That's insane. insane, you know, when you think about it. Like, how many people get to say that in their lifetime? And yet you'll still have the comments discounting your accomplishments because you're a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just absolutely, you know, mind-boggling. So it's very, very, very important to me to make sure that y'all know that there is inequality there, and we are speaking up against it. We're also fundraising for the Thousand Dreams Fund, so you can put command donate in the chat, and we're gonna just kind of do a final push for donations there. But I have a little game. I have a little game that I want to play with you. You want to play a game with me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
do it. Yeah.
Okay, so when putting this together, I wanted it to be comfy. I wanted to show everybody that yes, girls can. And yes, we can look cute while we're doing it, or we can be comfy. And yeah, we can do whatever. We can do anything. And you know, I wanted it to be a cool environment where we're just like, you know, where it's a safe space and whatnot. But I also thought, why not play some slumber party games? So I wrote a little game, and we're gonna go for about another 30 minutes. Or 45 minutes, sorry. And for this game, and then yeah, okay. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. Also, can I just say thank you all so much for being here? Can we get some love in the chat for our amazing guests? It's so cool. This is like, I promise y'all, if you just stay with us, bear with me as I am in the learning process. I've never done anything close to this, you know, so everybody here and everybody that's going to be a part of the stream today has been so gracious and patient with me, and I'm so grateful for every single one of these ladies because they've been so nice about me not knowing what I'm doing, and you know, so please show them love. And even if you can't chat all day, but if you can hang out and tab it up, you know, leave a lurk, tell your friends about it, because it is an awesome cause, and I'm very, very, very passionate about it. Oh, hi, Brandy. You pushed through the pressure and entered it. Yes, and surpassed it all. Yes, every single person here is so, y'all are so just, you're rock stars. I'm so grateful for you. But we're gonna play a little Would You Rather. Who knows? Chat, do you know the game? Would you rather? My first one. So basically, I thought that the way that we could do this is we could be like, I could say, would you rather, and then it can go down the line. So Larksa, you can answer first, and then Parky, and then I'll answer, and then Potatosaurus. Does that sound cool? That way we're not talking over each other or anything like that. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So, would you rather have your online dating profile created by Patches? Created by Patches or Onion Bro, Siegfried of Catalina?
Well, definitely, I would rather have Onion Bro create the profile because I feel like I don't know. I mean, I feel like I don't know. I feel like Patches would write like weird stuff on there. probably like spot like wait, not sponsoring the word. Probably like promoting his like own business somehow in my dating profile. Yeah.
Yeah, Larks is pretty cool, but you know, I've got the wares over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about you, Parky?
I get that angle. I would maybe see what Patches would do, just because I feel like as much as he's an asshole, like I mean, I don't know. I feel like Onion Bro might like, oh, look at this picture that you took with the sunset where you can't even see you as a person. It's like whatever. Patches, I feel like he would probably pick the best pictures of you. I feel like he's a little bit misogynistic, maybe. Like he would probably be like, "Oh, these are your hottest pictures. Here, just use these." oh, these are your coolest challenges, I guess. Here, just put all this in, just nice and simple to the point. Onion Bro would probably fluff it up a lot in a nice way. I'm sure he means well, but I feel like just short and sweet, just keep it simple, you know?
I love that. Like, that's like, like Secret would be like the one who you're like, FaceTime me, and he's like, you just get his ear, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
You're
yeah.
like, no, look at the camera, just look at, and
Yeah.
it's just like, hello.
Yeah, he's trying, but it's not,
Are you saying that Siegfried's a boomer, Park?
Yeah, I think he would like he's the type to like put a haiku in your description, you know? I think. And so I think Patches, as much as he is who he is, I think he would just be nice and simple, just, you know.
Not Llama Flash says Siegfried would just write
Yeah. yeah.
I love that. Oh my gosh. I would pick Patches personally. Just to see the unhinged just outcome of it, because like my favorite thing, you know, when I was starting my first playthroughs was just looking for him and being like, where is it, like where is he, like how does he play into this, you know? It's kind of like, it's exciting, you're just looking for this Easter egg, and you're you know, but it's a whole character, you know. I think that a dating profile by Patches would probably be a little sus, you know. You probably but I don't think I would have him swipe for me.
Yeah.
What about you, Potatosaurus?
This is hard going last. Because I originally thought Onion Bro. Because he's honest. At least I think. Patches is just out to get everyone. And what he wants for me, I don't know that I would want to meet up with people that I matched with. Um, so it might take Onion Bro a little bit longer to write the dating profile. And the pictures might not be as good, but I think if someone can see through all of that, that would make a good person for me to date.
Hey, I respect it. Okay, Larksa, would you rather have to, so you're here's a scenario, okay? You're in like talent competition and you have to win no matter what. Would you rather be the lead singer in a rock band with Ornstein and Small as your bandmates, or form a jazz trio with the Firekeeper and the Doll?
Oh, I will have to go with like the rock band with Ornstein and Smau, because I feel like, I don't know, that just sounds really, really cool. That sounds really cool. Like I can see like Smau with like a heavy bass guitar, you know? Dude, yeah, I would pick that.
That's an awesome like visual, right? Just like
Yeah.
we need somebody in chat to go ahead and meme that for us. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you, Parky?
Oh, that is so hard. When you said that first option, I was like, there is nobody she could say in the second option that would make me debate the second option. And then you said two of the bad bitches. I don't know. I think, I don't know, man. I think I would go with number one, just because Ornstein definitely knows how to rock for sure. I bet you he'd go crazy. I think that would just be really cool. And Smo, obviously, is such a legend. But like, yeah, I think I'd have to go that one. But I'm reluctant to pick that because I love Souls baddies. I love Souls.
They're the best.
Souls
Like
girls,
Souls
yeah.
has the best maidens. You know?
Yeah,
Like it
I think
does.
so too.
I mean, so John put in the chat, you would win, but Smo would smash his guitar over your head halfway through. I would have to
help you
choose.
win more.
Yeah, I mean it's immersive, you know. I would have to choose the jazz trio, but that's just because I'm like a girl's girl all the way through. I'd be like, oh yeah, like that's right up my alley too, you know. What about you, Potatosaurus?
So, because you said that I have to win, this is kind of brutal, but I would go with ONS because there's a high chance that they would kill me, and then people would vote for that because they felt bad.
True.
'Cause they're
Yeah, but you'd
huge,
be
like, they're
dead.
huge, and, like, I don't know, being on a small stage with 2 giant people that I mean, I don't know. That's, number 1.
I love that.
Final answer.
I love that. Okay. Bat says I'd have to go with Maiden Genius. Oh, Bats, I can't wait to have you on later. Thank you all so much for coming in and supporting chat. Y'all are awesome. I'm so grateful for everybody here. I've been like, I told the girls right before we started, I was like, yeah, I'm so excited. I think I'm gonna throw up.
It's been great so far.
It's super fun. But thank you so much for being here. I wanted to know. Okay, actually, I already know. I know what Parky's gonna say, but if you had to pick, would you rather enjoy a spa day in the healing waters of Ashina's Fountainhead Palace, or take a dip in the hot springs of the painted world of Ariandel?
Oh, that's actually a tough question because I don't know, like the Fountainhead Palace is such a beautiful place, but I really prefer hot springs. So I would say the hot springs in Ariandel because like okay, Fountainhead Palace, like I would love to see it, but I'm not like I don't know, just like the hot springs and like the snow like seems comfy.
Oh yeah.
So I'd take that. And then maybe I get to meet Priscilla. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've always seen, where do they have the hot springs with the monkeys?
What like
In real life.
IRL? Oh, yeah, in there's like a place in Japan.
Is it Japan?
Yeah.
And they just look so content.
Yeah.
I've never seen an animal that I wish I could trade places with more than like seeing a picture of one of those monkeys and he's just like,
Yeah. They're very cozy.
looking down on everybody else. Like there's this level of comfort that you know you'll never achieve. Oh, okay. What about Parky?
Okay. I don't even know what you're talking about. What are the hot springs in Ariandel? Where is that?
In the painted world? The well, it's
I'm happy you asked because I wasn't sure either.
Yeah, I don't even
the DLC.
Yeah, it's in like Dark Souls 1.
There's a hot spring there?
Well, imagine a hot spring there.
Oh,
Yeah.
imagine a hot spring there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. You know what? Larissa had a really great point that it'd be so cozy. I love being in a hot tub when it's like snowy out. I think that's like just so awesome. But Fountainhead is really beautiful. But I don't know if the Fountainhead water is warm, I would probably go there. It doesn't have to be like hot, but as long as it's not like unbearably cold, I think that could be really cool. Um, but if that water was like freezing cold, I would probably pick the other one.
No, it has to be hot. It has to be hot. There's
If it's
something...
hot, I'm picking Fountainhead. Yeah.
What about you?
Oh, are you gonna answer?
Oh no. Yes. I will. No, I think that actually I would pick Ashina because I am obsessed with how that area looks. I'm obsessed with the design and the beauty of Sekiro. I think it's just so absolutely just so gorgeous. And I love the atmosphere. I'm trash at the game, but I love looking at it. Okay, Potatosaurus.
I would go hot springs just because I'm just a hot springs person.
Oh, have you been to the hot springs?
Yeah,
Where?
they're great. In Colorado.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Oh man, yeah, that's where I've been in a hot tub, like in the snow. That's where, like, you know, because that's my experience with that. And I was like, that is there's just something about it. I don't know. Have y'all ever done the hot cold, like where you get in like freezing water and then you get in like a hot water? Have you,
Yeah.
Alexa?
Yeah, yeah. There was like a spa, and like first I did the ice bath, then I went like straight into the hot water. It was crazy. Like it was a weird experience, but it was really like refreshing.
Oh, I've done it, and it's definitely like it's definitely crazy what it like. I don't know. I wear like a Whoop and track like my fitness stats and stuff and my heart rate and everything, and it's so interesting to see like what your heart rate does when you're really cold, and then what it does when you're hot. And so I've done the switching back and forth. Do any of y'all wear heart rate monitors when you're gaming?
I used to.
No.
Yeah.
You used
sometimes.
to? I wonder
Depends
what
on the
that would have
game.
been with the dance pad.
I actually wore
Hi.
one on the first day of the dance pad. It was like a workout. Like I stopped
Yeah.
wearing it because I was like, whatever, I don't know, but
I
it
don't
was
want people to
fully
think
the
I'm
heart rate of a
dying.
workout.
It's like going in the red when it's with a dance pad. It looked like you were tap dancing for like 6 hours.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. I kind of feel like it's like volleyball. I used to play volleyball, and volleyball, a lot of people don't think it's a hard sport, but like, because
Who
you're not
doesn't think
running and
it's
stuff.
that's
But
crazy?
like, yeah, you're not running and stuff a lot, but you're like jumping a lot and doing like really rapid movements. And it's like, it's kind of like interval training where it's like stop and start and stop and stop and always whatever. And I kind of felt like the dance pad felt kind of like that. Like,
Hmm.
I mean, it's like kind of a weird comparison, but dude, it was hard. It was hard. And people who think you're just out of shape if you think it's hard, dude, try working out for like 8 hours or whatever it was. That's crazy.
Mhm.
No, it's
But then that
insane.
on top of, like, the mental game of the
Hmm.
thing for me was rolling. You have to be going a direction to be able to roll. You can't just, like, push a button and have your character roll. You have to be going forward and then push the button. So you have to, like there's mental on top of it where your body is, like, trying to do something, and you're like, "No, no, stop, stop. Do this other thing first." And so you're, like, doing twice as many things when you really didn't need to. That was hard for me.
Mhm.
Oh man, I have a hard time like even remembering like different combinations. Like like when I think about doing like an RL1 for an example, I think about it and I think about all the ones I've watched with like or like a hitless RL1, right? And it's like, okay, take this buff and then do this thing and then equip. By the time that I'm in there and like trying to coordinate everything, I'm like, I'm not gonna remember any of this. I'm not gonna this is too hard. I just want all I want to do is just play the game, and that's why I just hit him with the pokey end. That's all I want to
Mhm.
do. I don't want to have to think about all this other stuff, man. This is too much. So and especially like the difference in controlling, going from a controller to a different type of controller. That just I feel like my muscle memory, like I would just be grabbing things randomly instead of using my okay, let's see then. Would you rather, Lark, so would you rather host a game night at your home
Mhm.
where you are every single NPC from the round table is in attendance, the round table hold from Elden Ring,
Mhm.
or would you rather go to a party with everybody in the Firelink Shrine?
Man, it's tough. So the house party feels comfy, like at the round table hold, but like I don't know, Firelink Shrine is like such a vibe, and it's like outside, and if I go there as a guest, I don't have to like clean up anything, right? Or yeah. That seems way easier. I'm gonna take that, and I
Oh,
can
Dark Souls
also
3 though, sorry.
oh, okay, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Because I can then hang out with the Fire Maiden. Yeah, yeah, I'd love that.
I like that it was dependent on like, wait, do I have to clean up afterwards?
Yeah, yeah.
What if you don't have to clean up at the board game night, but you do have to host them, and like they're
Oh,
gonna be in your kitchen eating your food?
well, Oh, that eating my food. Oh, that's horrible. I still pick the Firelink Shrine. Yeah.
And so you go party with all of them. Who would you'd be most excited about partying with the Firekeeper? I don't know if she's not really a
Yeah.
woman of many words.
Yeah, but yeah, like I want to know more about her, you know? I think she has a lot of knowledge. So I think that'd be very cool.
Yeah, you can see it in her eyes. She's
Oh, that was wow.
Oh my god. Savannah!
Oh my god, that was that was dark. That was really dark.
Okay, Parky, take it away.
I would probably say the Elden Ring one just because I'm not much of a partier anyway. To be fair though, with the right people, I think it could be really fun. But I think I just know Elden Ring a little better. And what I do know about Dark Souls 3 NPCs, the Firelink lady, she's not gonna party at all. The only person who I would really trust to have a good time from who I remember is there is Andre. I would totally get down at a party with Andre, the
Oh,
blacksmith.
Mhm.
He would go crazy. Yeah, I would party with him, but if I can't have like, if it's like you can't only have Andre, you have to have them all, I would pick the Elden Ring one because there's a lot of weirdos in the Elden Ring one, like Dung Eater and, like, Gideon, but I kinda feel like if you imagine them with, like, a drink and just kinda, like, vibing, and I know it's a board game night, but still kind of like a chill, like
no, yeah, it's a
I
grown-up
think I
environment.
think if you give them a drink, they take the edge off of all their weird issues that they have. I think it could be fine, and I think Hugh is definitely a little weird. I feel like Hugh needs to get out of the house a little bit anyway. Fia's a
Oh
little weird
no, don't come for
too,
my
Mm.
but
boy Hugh.
no, Hugh is fine. He just needs to get out. That's all. Cora needs to get out a little bit, dude. Like, I think a little bit of a get together would do them well.
Yeah.
And you have a few drinks. I think there would be a little weird flirting, a little like, I don't know. It would be a
Wait,
little
no,
weird.
wait, who with who though? Because you
Like,
gotta remember, like, Llama Flash just said Nephili. Is it Nephali? It's Nephali, right? Yeah.
yeah, Nepheli, yeah. No, when I think of flirting, okay, now bear with me. I don't know their ages, but the quest between Hugh and Rodrika always reminds me, like, assuming they're both of age and all that. I don't really know how old Rodrika is. They kind of feel like maybe they would be like a couple that people wouldn't expect. I don't know.
Are
Maybe
you
that's a weird.
shipping Hugh and Rodrigo right now?
Yes, I am, and you know why? It's because their quest always reminds me of like a little high school romance, and like, yeah, it might not be a romantic quest and all that, but like, I don't know. I feel like there could be something there. I don't know. They're both kind of weird, and I don't know. Whatever. And like, I think I don't really know the lore. Let's pretend like lore doesn't exist. I don't know if
Okay.
there even is any between them, but I think Fia and Gideon are both so weird and would definitely get down at a party together.
Man.
True.
Okay, well then Rogier and Dee would absolutely flip out. I mean, we gotta think about. So remember, they were fighting over. Well, hold on. Rogier is obsessed with Fia, and then
Yeah.
Dee wants to kill her.
But
and
what
then-
about Dee and Roger together?
Oh,
I don't know. Maybe that. I'm not.
spicy.
I don't know their sexuality, but I don't know. Maybe. Right?
This is
Yeah.
sad.
I ship it. Done.
Yeah, I think it kind of
you heard
makes
it here.
sense.
Is
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
think the Elden Ring people. I think we could have some fun there.
Yeah, also the fact of the matter is that like D is like technically two people, so
Yeah.
you never like. I definitely like. I think that I'm right on the same page as you, Parky, because the Firelink Shrine is just a little too depressing for me. It just doesn't. It's like I would take like an on fire roundtable hold over like the Firelink Shrine just with like the vibes, and I feel like there are enough personalities that kind of conflict, because in the Firelink Shrine, man, everybody's kind of like on the same like wavelength, you know, like nobody's really happy you had to be there. You know? I adore Andre. I think that for the first month I was playing Elden Ring, I was calling Hugh, not Andre. And I was like, man, I miss where's Andre? This is not Andre.
Really, I think.
But I literally I think that a party or like a board game night at the Roundtable Hold could get really interesting. I mean, because of all of the different personalities, and I'll even spice it up a little bit better. All right. Okay, ladies, the board game in question is Monopoly.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say Twister.
Twister would have been
I
great.
don't know why I thought you were gonna say Twister, but that would have been weird.
That's later.
After a few drinks.
The crimson tears are flowing.
Yeah.
That's in the spin the bottle portion of the night.
I don't know. I'm so conflicted with this because, well, one, I can't fit that many people in my house. It's really small. Two, Monopoly takes forever. Somebody's gonna get in a fight.
Oh, well,
Those
it would
people
be
are
at the
all,
round
like,
table hold, though.
stuck inside, need to get out, exactly like Parky was saying.
Yeah.
And we know that they all are, like, kind of mean in some ways. And there's probably, like, a seed bed curse gonna be, like, put in my house somewhere that I'm gonna have to clean. And I don't know. I feel like, okay, picture this. Dark Souls 3, everyone in the Firelink, silent disco.
What's
Could be
playing?
interesting.
What's playing on the headphones?
Silence.
I feel like, you know, they're all kind of people of little words. Who knows if you can even picture them dancing, but I mean, in silent discos, you just kind of like move a little bit, but you're all kind of there. And I don't really want to talk to half those people anyway, but I feel like I wouldn't die in that situation. Whereas with the Elden Ring Roundtable, a lot of those people are malicious, in my opinion. Like maybe malicious is the wrong word, but they've killed and they have opinions and strong feelings, and it would be easy playing Monopoly of anything to step on someone's toes if you steal where they want to put their house. They might kill me. I'd rather stay alive. I think I would go Silent Disco, Dark Souls 3, and get a little disco ball. I think it could be interesting.
I like that visual, actually. And Larksa, if you had to have, so if you had to, you know, you're at a party at the Firelink Shrine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they bust out Spin the Bottle per Parky's recommendation. What's the best outcome here?
For
For
who?
you.
For me. Oh boy. Well, I mean, I'll yeah, maybe I wouldn't. God, this is difficult. I mean, the Firekeeper seems like a nice lady, but I wouldn't mind if it were Firekeeper or Andre, but not the rest, please.
I know.
Not the rest, please.
What's the how many people are there total?
I guess it like depends who you like
Save.
who you
Yeah.
save or you kill.
What
Like
kind of
all the
game
other
it is.
ones are, I don't. There's like a lot of merchants there.
Gray Rat's there.
Yeah, there's like a ton of merchants.
He
I
would
don't
bring
know.
so much to
What
that
about
party.
Yeah. Yeah, the crow.
Pickle pea! Pickle pea!
Dude, the crow would ruin that night.
True. Yeah.
It'd be like, who's that weirdo in the corner? Why are they here? Who invited
Pickle
them?
Pea is just watching everybody and gonna tweet about it later.
No, literally.
Yeah, but they'd make it exciting, like, give us some fire bombs, we'll go, like, shoot them, or, that would be exciting,
Mm.
You're like, I don't want to get killed in the round table hole, but let's just
Okay.
shoot some fireballs.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my gosh. I could just imagine, like, just Pickle P just, like, you wouldn't believe who had 7 minutes in heaven, or like,
Oh my god.
Okay. Oh no, Bat says we'd send Gray Rat to the store for snacks and he'd never return.
Oh. Oh my god. That's terrible.
Okay. You have to have your home designed by a character from the games.
Oh.
Who are you picking? Larksa.
I am picking Moog because Mogwin Pals is so cool. Like, I don't know, it's like horror and horrible and like it's so cool, yeah. So maybe Moog or Lady Maria to have it like look more like the clock tower. Like so both of those, yeah. Moog and Lady Maria, so it can be like a very like Lovecraftian nightmarish place. Yeah.
That's what brought me to Bloodborne, was the
Yeah.
Lovecraftian horror stuff. Yeah. What about you,
Yeah.
Parky?
I don't know. That's a hard one. I do like the Lovecraftian horror stuff, but for my house, would want a little bit cozier. I would probably pick the architect from the Sekiro. I don't know who designed all those houses. Maybe Emma. I do like the Bloodborne aesthetic. I do love it, but for my house, I think I would prefer, you know, some some more like trees and pretty colors, and whoever did Fountainhead Palace can design my house.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be cozy and really nice, I think.
That would look really nice. Are you a plant
Mm.
lady?
Me? Yes, I have totally become a plant lady. I usually have a plant on my desk here, but he was eating water recently.
Aw.
He was-
I'm a huge plant girl.
Wait, he was eating water?
Well, I was gonna make a joke about like he was having his food time, and then it's water, so I was watering it.
You have to take them out, to water them and to, put them in the sunlight, and you have to say nice things to them because they react when you say nice things to them. Plants do,
Mhm.
and sing songs.
I love my plants.
I love that. I
It
love
adds so
that.
much life to the house, and like it gives you like a meaning, like I need to go take care of my plants today.
That's perfect. I love that. I love that so much. I think that the aesthetic with the plants and stuff, like especially with Sekiro, would be really beautiful. But if I was choosing somebody to decorate my house, I think that it's so funny that you almost said it too, Larksa. It would be Lady Maria. I love how the clock tower looks, and I mean, the cutscene with her.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I just, it gives me like chills, and I feel like it's I would definitely add like a bunch of blankets, like to make it really comfy and everything. But I really love the aesthetic. I love the Lovecraftian look as well. That's like how I found out about Bloodborne. So I think that I would choose Lady Maria to come help me with that. What about you, Potatosaurus?
I would go with Renala. I think that would be really cool. Just have like a room full of books and like a ton of height in the room and giant globes everywhere, but also like a little bit of phase 2 where you've got some water. Maybe there's like a stream running through the place or something. I don't know.
Oh,
Pretty.
I love that. I didn't even think about Renala. My favorite, when you mentioned this, Larksa, I love Mogwin's Palace. Like, that's my favorite boss arena. And I think it's because I'm obsessed with space, too. And so I'm obsessed with the stars and the galaxy look of everything. I just think it's so beautiful. And even though that fight... Oh my God. I was so tilted
Mm-hmm.
Oh
fighting
no.
Vogue. I was so tilted because, you know, my whole build's dex melee only, right? I gotta like be up on him at all times. And the boy was chicken blade. She's like, you know, eventually we got it. We're good. It's over. But you know, it's still like tilting me. But it was worth it. You know, going back and getting to see everything. It was so gorgeous. Okay. Now, okay. We just talked
Oh?
about him. Would you rather for a have a treasure hunt partner? So like you were given a scavenger hunt, okay?
Mhm.
And the scavenger hunt prize is 100,000 American dollars. And you have to pick one character to join you. Would you rather choose Grey Rat from Dark Souls 3 or Patches?
Oh,
Oh. I would choose Patches personally because I feel like he's like used to like looking for like treasure and like scavenging things and sometimes maybe scamming adventurers. And like I feel like he like has a lot of knowledge and he could definitely like help more, I think. Yeah. I mean, I would vibe more with Patches. Yeah.
You think why?
Well, I feel like with you can like like talk to Patches, have a conversation. Like I don't know Grey Rat that well, but I know Patches really well. So yeah.
No, that's valid. Valid.
Mm.
What about you, Parky?
Yeah, I'm the same answer, I think. I did a Grey Rat's quest and I do know a little about him, but not that much. And Patches will do anything to win. He will betray other than me because I'm his partner. He will betray anyone out there who he needs to win. And I think that if once we win the money, if he turns on me or something, I can handle him. It's not a problem. So definitely Patches, yeah.
I love that. I love
I can fix him, you know.
I can fix him.
Nope.
I think that yeah, assuming he doesn't betray you would definitely be like the biggest like I think thing in my decision making of that. I'll be like, well, is he gonna turn on me? No. You know, I think that
a lot of money.
it's a lot of money. I think that I would choose Grey Rat because he's proven himself to be like useful and resourceful. Like he knows where all the hidden stuff is, you know. I think that Patches it like has the connections, but you know, like I think that Grey Rat would be really. I think that Grey Rat likes it a lot. You know, I think that there's a part of him that likes to be, you know, a thief. So but it. Seb says that Parky's right. DS3 lore indicates that Patches is loyal to his peeps. That's why you need him to save Grey Rat. So that's something to think about. What about for your answer? Does that change anything for you, Potato Source?
No, I would go with Grey Rat solely because anytime you need to buy something, he always has more than Patches does. So if we're going on a scavenger hunt, it's probably more likely that he would have the things that we would need already, and we would have to do less searching.
Oh, that is a really good point. You know, I didn't think about that one. Okay. All right, I have another one. Okay. I'm glad that y'all like this.
That's fun.
I was like, what should I write for this? And you know what's funny is I actually deleted in classic Sav fashion. You know, there has to be like something that happens or whatever, and I deleted the file that I had or the folder I had with like all of my games. So I like was like pulling from memory and rewriting this morning at like an hour before we started.
They're good. Really creative
my
I was
questions.
like, oh no. Okay.
You did good.
Oh, I'm offended for Patches. He doesn't need to be fixed. If you can't handle him at his murderous betrayal, you don't deserve him at his loyal scavenger hunt partner. I mean, okay, but who is the character ladies, that you think is the most like toxic in all of the Souls games?
Patches.
No, I don't think so. I think Patches is like kind of like an asshole on the surface. I think he's just kind of troubled. He's been through some weird stuff. I think there's
Mm,
definitely way worse out there, like just
yeah.
truly weirdos, like psychopaths. I don't think
Mm,
Patches. Maybe I'm missing something, but yeah, Patches I think definitely is just kind of weird. He would definitely leave hate comments. He would definitely be a misogynist on my YouTube comments, but you know what? He's got some issues, but he's not like I think just yeah, dung eater I think is just like
mhm.
already way worse. He wants to do things to dead people, I think.
Yeah.
So that's already way weirder.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's very, very weird.
Mhm.
What about you, Larxa?
Like,
Who
who's
do
the
you
most
think
toxic person in the
in
From Software
Souls?
universe?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was thinking Dung Eater too. Let me see if I can think of someone else. Like, there's definitely some weirdos out there. Um, I don't know, like, it's hard to say. I feel like so many characters in Souls are like, when you talk to them, they're like, I hate you, I hate you, I still hate you, I really hate you. Okay, I'll go to the Firelink Shriner. Okay, I'll go to the to Majula, whatever. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I
that
don't know.
Patches, at least you know who he is and how he is. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like
Yeah, yeah.
I can accept somebody's flaws if they're upfront
Mhm.
about who they are, rather than somebody who is really secretive and hides like their bad qualities. Like I can't stand that type of energy. Like please
Mhm.
just like be forthcoming. If you're toxic, whatever, just be forthcoming about your toxic tendencies and we can work around them. We'll find some common
Mhm.
ground. It's okay, you know?
Mhm.
But it just drives me crazy when you can't hear anything like about like or you can't see anything. That's why Gale left my camp in Baldur's Gate 3 actually, like the in the beginning of Act 1, because I probed into his mind because he wasn't being upfront with me. So
Yeah.
hey, you know, the devil you know, right? I mean, I'm just
Mhm.
saying. I'm just saying. I'm just putting that. Sorry, microphone. I'm just putting that out there. You know, I mean,
Valid.
it's like for me, I think that the most toxic is Dung
Mhm.
Eater. Dung Eater is just disgusting to me. Like I didn't even want to
Mhm.
do his quest. If second to that, somebody put that D was toxic in there, and I don't want to admit that, but I had to admit that I was wrong about D, unfortunately, because of the but I can't figure out like what part of him was doing that whole monologue after um Fia goes down, you know, and
Mhm.
he's turns into this like crazy misogynistic like in like you know total jerk, and I'm just like, what happened to my awesome D that I totally crushed on
Mhm.
in the round table? Like, what happened to you? Oh, you're so gross now. Leave me alone.
Mhm.
So that's totally toxic energy. I feel like there are a lot of toxic dudes in Elden Ring, though. I mean, it just are. Gideon's a total
Yeah.
toxic, totally
Yes.
toxic. Like just letting him.
Mhm.
I don't know. What do you think, Potato Saurus?
I it's a I think I would need a few days to think about this. The I think Patches came to my mind so quickly because he's in every game, and in every game, he's a dick. And it drives me crazy. He just doesn't go away and he never becomes nice. I've never played the second part of him for Elden Ring. I've only played through Elden Ring once and I killed him because it was a boss fight. And people get so mad at me for
Mhm.
that, but it was a boss fight. There's a boss fight, so I killed him. So I've never played his merchant side. Maybe
Yeah.
he's nice there. I don't know. Um, but I think it's also one of those things where there's so much lore, it's so deep, and trying to think of a character in all from Soft,
Yeah.
it's really hard. I don't think I have an answer for it.
Right. No, that totally makes
Not right
sense.
now, anyway.
That totally makes sense. And I was thinking about, using people, like having people on your side, right? Okay. So would you rather go into like you don't have any weapons anymore. You're still playing these games, but you don't have any weapons. You can
Mhm.
only use as for weapons, you can only use the fauna and flora, the animals and plants that are in the game. As far as, like in Elden Ring, it would be the roly goats and the birds and everything as your weapons against the bosses. And in Bloodborne, you'd have crows but not the NPC, not the mobs, not the enemies, but like
Hmm.
just the flora and fauna.
Hmm.
Which game would you rather do that way, Larxa?
Oh man, honestly, you said it best. The rolling goats, like, because I'm thinking about, like Dark Souls 1 doesn't have like that much like fauna and flora that's dangerous that I recall. Same with like these 2 and 3. But like, okay, Bloodborne, like crows are annoying, but the rolling goats, I feel like if there's like 50 rolling goats and you can all get them together, they would destroy. So yeah, I definitely pick the goat.
That's amazing.
Yeah, the rolling electric lightning goats. Mhm.
Rolling electric lightning goats in
Yeah,
is a tongue
Elden Ring.
twister. I
Mhm.
mean, say it 5 times fast.
I'm not going to. I'm gonna fail that.
Okay, rolling electric lightning goats, rolling electric lightning goats, rolling electric lightning goats, rolling electric lightning goats, rolling
Oh, you're
electric
doing
lightning
good.
goats. I got it. I'm good.
Damn.
Okay, Parky, what about you?
Do the bears count in Elden Ring?
No,
Or are
you
they
don't get any bears.
Does
No bears for you.
we
Only
count
goats.
like? Is it only like plants, or do we count like the lakes and the waters?
Like land
Oh.
octopus,
Like no,
or like
like
the
just like
lobsters.
scarlet rot.
No,
Fauna or
not
whatever.
none of the. So none of like the. I know what you're saying. Like none of the environment. Just
Yeah.
the
Okay.
plants
What
is
are our options?
plants
Yeah,
would be
I
like
options?
like plants would be like the blossoms, stuff like that.
I don't know. I really don't know what, like, honestly, like, I really don't even have anything that comes to mind, because I would say like the crow dogs from Bloodborne, but are they too much of an enemy to count as
No,
that?
they would
Maybe.
count. They would count. If you wanted to do
Yeah.
Bloodborne, you would get those guys.
Oh, we can do those.
Yeah.
And what about the pigs?
Yes.
Yeah, I think Bloodborne for me. Yeah, those people. Everyone is too weird in Bloodborne. They would beat everyone, I think.
The I know the creatures in Bloodborne are just it's nightmare fuel for real. Like I tell
100%.
people all the time, I'm like, it is really like a scary game. It's scary. It's and but man, the pigs. I saw
Pigs.
I know a little bit about pigs in Bloodborne. do you have a history with the Bloodborne pig, Sparky, by any chance?
Yes, maybe. I've gone real close with those pigs.
Oh boy.
You know what, guys? It's a really great place to farm. Okay,
It's a great
It
place
is.
to farm.
It
It's a
is.
those
great place to
pigs
farm.
are like the #1 reason why the farming for vials in Bloodborne doesn't deserve as much hate as it gets,
It
because
doesn't.
the pigs are there. The pigs are there.
Hmm.
You can always farm the pigs. The pigs are there. I personally would choose Dark Souls 3 because of the crabs.
Because of the what?
The crabs.
Oh god, the
Oh.
crabs are bad.
The
You're right.
crabs. Yeah, the crabs
Okay.
and everything else. I felt like everything wanted to kill me there all the time. I just, I mean, the Elden Ring lobsters sucked too, though. I don't know. What do you think is worse, the crabs or the lobsters?
Oh,
The
Lobsters.
lobsters.
because of
Lobsters, yeah.
just
They
the
spit.
range.
They're like
Spit.
snipers.
Sniped.
Oh,
You
Yeah.
just got spit sniped by a lobster. Welcome to ER. I don't know, but the crabs were just so awful, and I feel like, but at the same time, you know, in Elden Ring you do have the I can't even think about them with like my arachnophobia getting triggered, even though they're not technically spiders, but the hand enemies.
oh my
You're
god.
right.
I hate those so much.
Disgusting.
I hate them. I don't think I could even look at them. Like just like and they jump scare. Why did they do that? Why did they do that?
So gross. Yeah.
Oh man. But then like I would feel kind of like I was in Fern Gully or something if I was riding the giant ants around and just be like, lead charge, you know, just like on the against the bosses. What about you, Tay?
Any of the like big ball slug things that are on the ceiling that just fall on you. They're in like giant groups. I don't know what they're called. But those things are awful. in
The
big groups.
blobs that
Oh, like the slimes?
yeah, the slimes.
Yeah. They hang out on the ceiling, and then when
Yeah.
you walk past, if you don't look at the ceiling, they'll fall on your head and
Mhm.
like eat your face. I think they're in
Yeah.
Elden Ring too.
Mhm.
They're in
Oh,
Dark
those
Souls
suck.
3 for sure. Those things suck in big groups because fire's the only way to really get rid of them effectively.
Yeah. Ugh. That would be a good like how would you sick them on a boss though? If you only had them as a weapon.
I would just lay traps everywhere.
Ah. Oh. Look at that small soul sister's brain. Small.
I mean, that's really all they're good for.
Yeah.
They're slow as hell.
They are, but at least they would entrap somebody. Okay. Last question. Would you rather have the ability to teleport like in like bonfires like in Dark Souls 3 and in Sekiro you can go back and forth and teleport, and in Bloodborne you can teleport, or would you rather be able to summon a spectral steed and go off with a torrent everywhere you go?
Oh, definitely like torrents because you will see more of the world than if you like teleport everywhere. I mean, you can like teleport everywhere and also see like sights, but you don't have the journey.
Yeah.
And I think like the journey will also be really cool, you know, like together with torrent and getting to the destination is like part of it. So I'd pick that. Like when I played Elden Ring, a lot of times I would just literally go with torrent to like places I could even just warp to because I feel like, you know, it's like sometimes like fun to just like chill out and, you know, yeah, hang out with torrents.
I love that. I love that. I love that you said that it's about the journey because it really is,
Yeah.
right? You know, like I loved one of my favorite things about watching, you know, gameplay from other streamers or playing the game myself is noticing all the love that goes into these games too, and the art, like every blade of grass, the moss on the buildings. You know, it's just such a beautiful thing. I don't know about y'all, but whenever I think back about, you know, growing up and how much I loved like Lord of the Rings and, you know, even just watching the movies and being like, wow. And then now I feel like like playing these games, like you're actually transported into this fantastical world. And it's such a cool opportunity to feel like you're living out those adventures, like you're actually in them. You know, it's so immersive because the art is so good. They're just beautiful. Like, you know, I feel like we talk about it like always, you know, being like hard games, but I do want to recognize that they're also really, really, really beautiful. You know, they're absolutely gorgeous games, and I just love the way that they look, even if they're tough. You know, yeah, and you can always like just take a break and stop and smell the roses and go look around, right? So what about you, Parky? What would you prefer, the steed or the teleporting?
I would pick the teleporting because from the way I understood the question is it's like parallel to how the game is, which is you have to get to the destination before you are allowed to teleport.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, even if it wasn't like that, I would still pick teleporting just because to me, like transportation in real life, it just takes up so much of my life that I don't even I don't need the journey of driving to Toronto for 2 hours. I just don't need that. So I think for me it was a no-brainer question, easy teleportation. I understand the horse, but like the horse can't cross the sea, you know what I mean?
Right.
So for me, the teleportation one for sure.
No, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Mhm.
All right, and Tay, which one would you pick? Oh wait, did I already say mine? No.
No.
Sorry, I think I would pick Torrent. When I was a little girl, I used to look outside my like the window when I was in the car, and I would be like, "Oh, I'm imagining myself on the back of a horse riding alongside this car." I don't know why that it's kind of like when you were little
Mhm.
and you would pretend like you're in a music video anytime it rained and you're in the back seat and you're just watching. Like,
Mhm.
I'm the only one who did that. Oh, okay, cool.
Oh no,
Awesome.
I did
No, no, I
that.
did that
That's
too,
so
yeah.
real.
Yeah.
It was just like da 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 da. You know, I'm just like
Oh my god, I was thinking about that song too. Yeah, dude. 100%.
Oh my god.
But I literally, I just, I would love to have a horse. I could just call upon it anytime and just be like, "Let's get out of here, buddy." And I call my steed, LimeWire in Elden Ring because it's Torrent.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
so-
god. I definitely ruined a computer with LimeWire.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a rite of
Mm.
passage, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Okay, so Tay, what would you say?
I would choose teleporting. One, we have weather in real life, and riding a horse in the rain would suck.
Mm,
Two, I have two dogs and a husband, and we can't all fit on a horse together. And three, same as Parky, like transportation, I don't want to have to do it. If I want to go like drive through the countryside or ride a bike through it, I can go do that in addition to having teleportation. So you would get kind of like both options. But the spectral steed would be really cool to just like, hey, watch this, like a little party trick. That'd be pretty cool.
yeah. No, it would. It would. So speaking of absolute parties, this has been so much fun.
Mhm.
I am so thankful for y'all joining. I can't believe we did it. Like we did it, you
Yeah.
know? Like we got through it. We had some awesome discussions about equality and women's voices in gaming. You know, we went over the accomplishments of y'all and what these games mean to us, how they've helped us in all areas and aspects of our lives. And I think that the conversation it's just so refreshing, you know, to be among such smart, hardworking, and just really great individuals. And I love strong women. It's just so cool. So thank you for helping me use this platform to, you know, put spotlights on us, on, you know, make the voices heard, give us a place where we can be safe and talk about things that are important to us and things that we love, you know. And so I really, really appreciate your presence here today. Can we get a lot of love in the chat for our guests? If you have their emotes, you know, spam those or just spam any that you want, like just to see that go off. And if everybody could introduce yourselves once more to the chat so that they know, and we'll start with Larksa.
Um, like a small intro slash
Yeah,
out.
just let us know who you are,
Oh, okay.
what you do, where we can find you.
All right. So I'm Larksa, and I stream a lot of Souls, but I also stream horror games a lot. I love doing challenge runs, and you can find me on like Twitch and YouTube mainly under the name Larksa. Yeah.
Yeah. We
Mhm.
get a shout out for Larksa in the chat, please. And Park and Harbor, you are up. Who are you? What do you do? Where can we find you? When?
So I'm Parky, and I do Souls challenges, of course. I kind of focus on things, especially these days, like challenges that aren't too sweaty, kind of like a deathless run as opposed to a hitless run, and it's kind of like chill, but also a fun challenge. Um, and I've also been dabbling in some variety, like Souls adjacent variety. So yeah, I'm doing that, and you can find me obviously on Twitch. I've also been going super hard into my YouTube channel this year, and so you can find me there. I post like edited versions of my challenges, and obviously all the other things, Twitter and Instagram and whatever else. And yeah, thanks for having me, Savannah. It's been such an honor.
You actually hit a really awesome milestone on YouTube. You want to tell us about that before?
Yes, so I recently hit 100K subs on YouTube, and I
Yeah,
got my
congrats!
plaque. Thank you, everyone.
That's
It was so
amazing.
cool. Yeah, the YouTube journey has been a wild one. I started this year because I found like the best editor ever, and yeah, I hit 100K in less than a year. Like the coolest experience, just like definitely one of my biggest milestones of all time. It's just is the coolest thing ever. So very excited about that
You should
one.
be
Thank
so
you,
proud. You should be
Savannah.
so proud, dude. You should be so proud. You know, and Tay, I want you to tell us who you are, what you do, where we can find you. But honestly, this goes for all three of you and everybody else that's on the show with us today. When I was going through clips, because I totally did a deep dive stalker bomb onto everybody's content, right? And so I'm like trying to find awesome, like, you know, Souls clips for y'all to use in this little the show we have going on behind me. And when I did, I was, you know, I'd just go back even 6 months, even a year, 2 years. And it's so cool to see how every single one of y'all have grown in that period of time. Because when you pull clips, like seriously from your channels for just like a little bit ago, it's insane. It looks so different. You can see how much tweaking and adapting that y'all have done, you know, and growing. And I'm so proud of y'all. You've done so much work, and it shows. It shows, especially. I hope that whenever you get the chance, you can just kind of go back and remember like a side by side of where you started, because you're killing it. You're absolutely killing it, and I'm like so grateful to know you. You're excellent examples of Souls gamers, you know, period. So, and streamers in general, anybody can take a page out of your book about what it takes to really, you know, grow on this platform. So great job, great job, great job. And that leads me to Potatosaurus. If you would tell us who you are, a little bit about yourself, and where we can find you.
um, I am Potatosaurus. I stream a lot of variety right now. I'm doing Baldur's Gate 3. It's my first playthrough. But I'm pumped about the DLC for Elden Ring. I'm going to be getting back into Soulsborne content pretty soon. This is just like lit a fire under my butt. I'm so pumped. I'm mainly on Twitch, but I'm also trying to grow my YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, those kinds of things. And my channel just focuses on positivity and potatoes. That's what
Yeah,
we do.
that's perfect. Absolutely. And I'm gonna let you all go. I'm gonna transfer my screens over here so that we can bring in our next group. And I'm gonna do a flashbang warning in the chat because my transition screen is pretty loud, pretty bright. But before I do, I just wanted to say thank you again. And chat, my name is Sav. I'm the Wholesome Singing Soulsborne streamer. Please expect more Soul Sisters content from us in the future, and keep an eye out. We're gonna be doing events and whatnot. This is the first time I've ever brought anybody together, and I'm just so thankful that it's y'all, because I was so nervous, and y'all are just it's just so easy to talk to you. So thank you so much. And but stick around, chat. Please don't go anywhere. We are gonna do a quick little break, and then I'm going to go over anybody who's donated to the Thousand Dreams Fund. We've all talked about how, you know, how hard it is to be a woman in gaming, and this fund directly supports that. In fact, you know, the funds that we receive for the donations will go, like, you'll be able to see that impacting the recipients of those grants. within the next, year. So that's so cool. It's going to be like an instantaneous, like, look at the impact you're making on people's lives. So you can donate by doing command donate. And I am going to also recognize all like the subs and everything. Thank you so much, chat, for going along with this and being understanding about the nature of the event. But everybody say bye to our amazing guests. And I'm gonna put a
Thank you again,
flashlight.
Savannah. This was so
Thank
Yes, thank
awesome.
you
you.
so
It was
much.
amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I adore you. Thank you. And bye bye. Go follow everybody, okay?